Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Dork Vision stream on this very special episode where the party's gonna go on their special dates for Tide. You can catch this stream every Wednesday from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch our sister stream on Sunday from 9 p.m. to midnight Eastern Standard Time again. You can find my books on DriveThruRPG, as well as on some of them on the DM's Guild. The Noble Crumpet's Book of Secrets is complete, and it's going to be coming mid-March to the DM's Guild. You can use it to create puzzles, create traps, and create secret doors and all that good stuff if you're not that good at improvising it, or just need help with your thought process. Anywho's, last time, in the eternal Undermountain,
Strahda's back, kill him!
No!
Chris.
What?
The druid cat picture that you put.
The what?
The fucking meme.
I think he's catching up on last week.
In my transformations, you put all the tokens in there, and
yes.
You put one of them as the fucking meme cat.
Yes, I did.
Oh,
we'll get to that. I've updated your druid list. Anywho, last time in the Eternal Undermountain, the party continued to explore the glories of Waterdeep and the old Zoblob shop, Orsaba's imports, Thentava's tailory, where you guys have commissioned some new clothes, some new digs, most of you going very fancy and illustrious in the name of adventuring, others just getting their hat cleaned. Oso went off chasing that mysterious, enigmatic pigeon known as Okusan throughout the streets of Waterdeep, so we haven't seen him in a bit, so we'll probably get into his story first. Oh yes, another important detail. Newt found a potential date in Arabelle, and they're gonna meet up at the for makeover at the Temple of Beauty.
Makeover session.
Montana also found a date in the Oliver Silmerhelve noble that has been trying his best to get in with this group, but has had no success until just last session.
He just tries too hard.
He did. Anywho, let's get back into it, shall we? So, you guys are in Waterdeep. You have also, I did forget about this a little bit last session, a wyvern got out of its cage nearby, so you guys helped with bringing that back into submission for another noble family, the Phylons, who are monster catchers, apparently. They've said that if you found anything in the Undermountain, you can bring it back to them. They'll offer high prices for living monsters. Alistair, believe it was time for you to meet your date over at Snow Beetle Orchard.
Yes.
So you will probably take your time to get ready for that and head out there to meet them. In the meantime, what is everybody else doing? Let's first get into Oso. Do you wish to keep pursuing the pigeon? I can do some rolls if you want to have chased them down.
No, I'm curious. I want to give up, but what I am curious about is where I ended up.
Okay.
How far did I end up getting?
So,
away from the group.
You started down at the old Zoblob shop, which is down here in the dock ward. You have ended up. Well, you have
on the other side of the city.
You have ended up.
I'm on Storyhaven Island.
You have ended up near the Great Drunkard, which is a statue in Waterdeep. It is one of the 10 giant statues that used to be here. Only 7, I think, are left, or some amount. I don't recall. But the Great Drunkard is a gigantic statue of a dude that has just sat down and started acting drunk. He's just like slumped over, and there are like houses built on up and around the sides of this giant statue. Anywho, Okusan has rejoined a bunch of pigeons in this area, and has gotten away from you.
Alright. I'm gonna take a break near the Great Drunkard. I have a seat next to him.
Okay. You look up at the towering structure that is taller than most of the buildings here.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not that.
Pretty great.
it's not like a standard little statue. If you'd like, you can make a history check to figure out the nature of some of these statues.
I do like, and I shall.
Okay, you actually have some workable history of these statues of Waterdeep. These statues were known as the walking statues, and they once actually laid siege to Waterdeep before they mysteriously stopped their assault and just kind of froze in place.
What?
Yeah, that's mostly it.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nobody could stop the statues until they just suddenly stopped their attack, and also some appeared later than others. Yeah, you got a pretty good history check.
Leave them there?
Well, they can't really get rid of them.
Why? They can't just break them apart?
It would be too costly to do so.
I'll beat this thing up right now. Give me a while.
One of the ones that showed up later was the Griffin, which lays atop the peak top eyrie.
Yes, the Peter Griffin.
Atop of Mount Waterdeep.
That's pretty neat. So you said 10 of them? Had it?
Yeah, I think that there's 8 plus some that arrived later. I don't know. But they're just a tourist trap here in Waterdeep. Anywho, you sit down next to the Great Drunkard, who is kind of sitting as lazily as you, and you have your potted plant next to you. You had carried it throughout your chase.
Of course. Yeah, I'm gonna cast Speak with Plants on myself, I guess, and strike up a conversation with a plant.
As a flourish of light overcomes you, and your eyes like flare with green energy, you stare down at the plant, and you can sort of sense that it can understand you now, and that you could understand it in return. Chose.
Hello?
The leaves bristle against each other as they squeak to and fro. A voice comes to you on the whispers of the wind.
Ooh.
Calls me.
It's me, I'm Oso. I've been carried around.
I have felt it. I have felt the wind through my leaves. I have never felt so alive.
Okay. Nice. Good. I'm glad you liked it, because I was worried. I was like, well, I mean, I hope he's not afraid of heights, or because you're a plant, so you don't really get around much. But
I always strive higher, seeking new heights, draping my leaves outward towards the clouds, to once again grasp the sun that always eludes me. It is this that is my ultimate goal.
I mean, hey, I get it. I'm part tree, so like,
dude, same.
I feel it. I'm with you, Hunter. Totally. Anyway, so what's your handle there, Chief? What? What's your name?
Your handle?
My name?
Okay.
So I'll take us to the castle ward. Might as well.
Whoa, is that Hawkman?
That is one of the many walking statues, which is the Hawkman.
Kyla? Is that Kyla?
Probably.
Oh, did Kyla show up?
I think so.
I think so.
She's here, but she's muted.
Yes.
She's muted.
She's no longer muted. We're good.
Hello. Welcome.
Hey.
Following.
I was just gonna sneak in like at some point, but I guess we'll just stop the game.
Nah.
Hey everybody.
Honestly, I didn't even hear the Badoop because Discord doesn't do it sometimes for me. But we have only just gotten into it. Oso is talking to a plant.
Yep.
You have just asked it of its name. My name. Yes, I had a name once.
Oh, I didn't miss the name.
My name is Skullbreaker.
What? That's a badass name. Wait, have you ever broken a skull, or is it like metaphorical?
Of course. I destroyed all the skulls that trampled beneath my roots. Until I can reclaim my birthright in the skies.
What birthright is that?
That of my leaves lapping against the sun's pure energy. I will be the most powerful of all plants. Of all the Draconia plants.
Yeah, definitely. I think you can do whatever you put your mind to, your leaves to. You're gonna do great. Listen, I have a question, and I realized that was before I was just gonna take you, but now that I'm talking to you, I have to get your consent. Would you like to go on a date with me to the ball?
Its leaves quiver in anticipation. Can you make a persuasion check for me?
Ew.
Yeah.
Or alternatively, you may do a nature check.
Oh, nature for sure.
You
Wow.
want me to go where?
There's a ball, a party happening. Don't you want to spread your influence, and I can get you into the capital. Where is it?
You actually, did I tell you guys where the gala was?
Not sure.
Don't think so.
I don't know why I assumed it was the capital.
That's why you go to 7.
You look at the invitations that you've been given by Thrazir, and it actually says that it's at a noble's villa called the Castellanters.
Okay. Yeah, read that. I can get you into the Castellanters.
A party.
That's right.
But there might be other plants there.
Well, you're the only one I have eyes for.
How can I know that you'll be true?
I mean, we can cross-pollinate if you want to. I don't care. I mean, I'm kind of either way. I'm not really a one plant kind of guy.
I'm sure that's what he wants to hear.
That's what most plants are. We propagate, baby. Whoever's coming along.
Well, if we are at this party, how will it be able to further my goals?
We can put your boots down wherever you like. I can set you up in there, and you can, plot and scheme and whatever it is you're into. I can take you wherever you want to go, and if you don't like it there, I can take you somewhere else after. But it'd be worth checking it out, maybe. Just seems like a good place of influence to be.
Make you a new persuasion check. This one is not nature. You have convinced me, Oso the Tall. You will take me, so that I may one day spread my branches high amongst the sky heavens.
Yeah.
But you must do something for me when we get there.
Okay.
Do I have this promise from you? Please.
What is? Do I have to give it to the promise before I know what it is?
Must.
That's not very nice. Wait, it's not gonna I'm not gonna have to murder anybody, am I?
Its branches sway in the breeze. Must
Okay, I'll do
accept.
I've murdered before. It's fine, actually. I don't have a soul. It's fine.
Then it is, how they say, date.
A deal? Oh, a date. Yeah, it's a date. A date is really just a deal with more.
Shake one of its leaves like a handshake, but it doesn't have hands.
I'm gonna brush its leaves back like I'm putting hair behind its ear, but it doesn't have ears. So
Make a charisma check.
I hate
Whoa.
this.
why?
Cause like I hate that I showed up today.
You know you're gonna have to be a plant
what
for
I walked
Halloween.
into because it was in the middle of the sentence. All I heard was "uck man." So I was like, "What's uck man?"
Is that right? Did I do that right?
Yeah, you did.
Okay. Yikes.
You're not sure if it likes
it?
that or not.
Alright, I won't
It's
do that
very
yet.
difficult for you to read, being a potted plant.
That's fair. Hey, who potted you anyway? Why are you? How did you end up where you are?
I was
I
here
know
in
you
the
wrote a whole
before
backstory.
times. I have been resurrected more than once, brought back from the brinks of hell, so that I might crush more skulls beneath my roots.
That's just.
That's just bad watering.
Yeah, I think you just were a little dehydrated. Anyway, let's get back to my friends. What do you say? Do you want to go with me?
Sure.
Since I guess I can't meet you there. Right? That'd be crazy.
Of course. But please, before the day is out, find a place to set me down. I must orient my leaves, you see.
Sure.
But I'll let you choose the place.
All right, I'll do that. So we'll head out
Okay.
to find the friends.
You go out to find your friends. Make a charisma-based investigation check, unless you have some other way of communicating with them or talking to them.
To my friends?
Oh, to your friends.
Oh, like to try and find them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I figured I would just meet them somewhere, but I didn't. Did you say charisma based?
Yeah, because you're just asking around. Has anybody seen a dragonborn,
Oh,
a goblin, a cat person? Okay, it's gonna take you a while to find them in a city this big. I'm gonna say eventually you do meet them back at. I'm gonna say, where did you guys agree to meet at the end of this? Did you?
I
Probably lift
assume it
spirits.
was the.
I
Yeah.
would say so.
That's fair.
I think that's where
Montana's.
Montana's going.
I'm going to the Yawning.
Oh,
My date's at the Yawning.
Yeah.
then wherever your date was, because that was like the later one.
Oh no, where's my? I forgot where my.
Yours
Yeah,
is
Yours
Yours
trying
is
to
at the
go
Temple of
kitties.
Beauty. You're gonna do your thing. Your
makeover.
Oh, the makeovers. The
Makeover.
You gotta meet her.
makeovers.
Yeah, you gotta meet her at the makeover thing.
Oh yeah.
I think that's tomorrow. But I can't recall. Either who. Alistair.
I can't wait for you to describe that because you've never had a makeover or been in a salon.
No, I'm really.
No, Chris.
No, I'm really excited to hear like what
he
he thinks the
thinks
makeover consists
makeover.
of. I
Oh,
hope
Yeah.
he's
boy.
done his research because if not, this is gonna be great.
No, don't research it. Make it all up.
He's like looking it up now, probably.
That
don't
Newt will be just as
understand.
Newt will be just as confused because
Check
she's
his
never
history,
had
see
one
if it
either.
says inside of salon on his Google
Yeah,
history.
check out Chris's search history. Spa package.
So, yeah, that's fine. I don't think I can even look that up actually. So
He wouldn't know how. He wouldn't know where to begin.
I guess we'll
Make
try.
sure to put on a safe search.
I guess we'll try to improvise that. Oh, so you meet up with some of the group at Lift's Spirits ahead of time. Let's do that just because I'm gonna have BB and Newt go off there, and Montana, you're gonna head off to the Yawning Portal.
Alright.
So everybody is kind of going off in their own separate ways. Drag you up to Lift's Spirits up yonder. Okay, so BB and Newt, you guys, after concluding your shopping and whatnot, you head up to Lift's Spirits to get a drink. eventually Oso does show up. They weren't doing much, so they do show up fairly quickly. You guys
There
are
you
all
are.
convened in Lift's spirits.
How convenient.
Eh.
You don't get to be mad about that. You literally said you gave up chasing a bird. Like, so no, you weren't doing much.
What? I didn't.
It sounded like you were mad when he told you that you weren't doing much. You were like, hey. He's like,
No,
no,
I
you.
said there you are. When I saw you guys, I was like, there you are. I didn't say, hey, I wasn't doing
Oh.
much, and I know I was chasing a bird.
You show up at Lift Spirits, which it's a triple story location. Upper stories have like inn rooms that you can stay in for the night. You guys might be able to get rooms here if you really wanted to. Meantime, you are once again greeted by Mila, who is covering the bar for the night. She comes back and says, "Oh, did you want any more of that pudding, Monsieur Tree?"
No, thanks. Actually, the bird and I are no longer seeing each other.
Oh, good. I'm improvised making a lot of it, and is going in the trash.
Oh, well, nobody else is gonna want any?
It's weirdly hard to sell pudding at a bar.
Doesn't make any sense, but okay.
You eat peanuts at a bar.
I feel like
About
when you're
100
drunk,
makes
Like
$1.
pretzels.
when you're drunk, you just eat whatever's lying around.
Yeah, but if you put shots in it, it could be pudding shots.
Yeah, good one, Shane. I mean, Alistair.
Unknown person.
Shane is like mopping up the other end
Yeah,
of the
he's
bar.
just
like,
like Clint,
yeah. Shane
What's
is
a
now
Shane?
canonical.
fucking plainer traveler.
in this universe.
Howdy.
Get out of here, Shane.
So, Mute and BB, you guys have been traveling most of the day.
Yep.
Did you want to do anything, BB, while you're here? I know you haven't really done much during the day, but I know you did want to contact
I
potentially
think
Felrax.
this is a good time to contact Felrax and offer him up maybe a fun night.
Oh,
Whoa.
And a
Well, we
break
talked-
away from the child.
Yeah, we talked about it last time. It doesn't
Wow.
have to be a date. It could be like, hey, I have a
I'm
ticket
just-
to a party. You want to eat fancy food?
Just
Nah,
trying to
you-
mess up, guys.
Nah,
The
you got it, bud.
boys' room.
Oh, spicy.
If you guys think I'm not, if you guys think I'm not fucking this planet, y'all are crazy.
You already did. You're just sitting
I'm-
next to it and you fucked.
I'm curious how that would happen.
Yeah, Oso
Happened
has
to
showed
the
up with a
air.
potted plant.
You've
It
seen
was
Avatar, right?
it was
It's a lot
one
like
that
that.
he left with.
Imagine if that's how it worked. Anyway.
So, BB,
I am the giving
Yep.
tree. Wink.
how do you plan to do that?
I have a sending stone that connects to Felrax.
That is true. So
Checkmate.
what do you say?
Well, I'm gonna get a drink first.
All right.
Good.
You go up.
And one for the
What are
Go
you?
up
What are you,
to,
the mom
uh,
from Lock and Key?
Whiskey.
You go up to get a drink from Mila, who's busy at the bar since Montana is out today. Anywho, you're served some of the nice Milerican oil that you got. Oil that you guys.
Ugh.
Ooh.
Ugh.
Maybe the Warforged, sure, but you're given some of the Milerican oil that you guys reclaimed from the Undermountain. It tastes just as good as you remember. Grab some for the table and yourself, and head back, and you have your sending stone.
Alright. I'll take my drink and pull out the stone and just look at it for a second and hey, Felrax, are you there? That's all I send at first.
You up?
Basically.
WID.
Yes. I apologize. I was away from the sending stone for a second.
I'll message back. No worries. I just figured you might be busy with the small one, but if you needed a break and you wanted to possibly go to a gala at some point. I've got tickets and I ain't using them.
Where are you?
We're up in Baldur's Gate over in Lift's Tavern. Baldur's Gate. Definitely not.
In Baldur's Gate.
Fuck. No. What's the name? Why can't I remember the name?
Waterdeep?
of
How
the
did you
place?
get all the way
Waterdeep.
there from beneath Waterdeep?
Nah, I messed up. It's Waterdeep.
Must be new.
Get it
Chris.
together. These texts are 10 cents each. You got.
I got Doc Ward on the mind, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, Lando has been quite the handful down here.
There's a wizard that's up here that might be able to babysit or find a babysitter.
Wizard, eh? Alright. Well, maybe I'll take you up on that offer. Lift spirits, you said?
Uh-huh.
Is it about where you are?
That is where I am.
Alright, I think that I can accomplish that. And, he hangs up. In, a little bit of time, the, walls begin to, quiver a bit as a, portal just opens up and manifests, before you. And the Copper Dragonborn, steps through. And let's go back here.
Nice!
Is
I
Lando
can
with
just
him?
summon portal.
Lando is not with him.
Oh, back to the dated save.
But Felrax is before you. He brushes off some of the arcana still lingering upon him.
I guess we didn't actually make any sort of schedule, but good to see you. I thought it might just be later on.
Well, honestly, I really needed a break. I've cleaned up far too many bubbles than I intended to.
Yeah. Well, hopefully this makes up for some of it. I know it's been kind of a bit to handle. But here, sit down, enjoy. I'm gonna kind of call over Mila and ask for her to get a drink for me. Whiskey, ale, they got that, some pretty fancy shit that we ended up finding down in the second layer, if you want that.
The Undermountain sickens me sometimes. Give me anything but that.
Sure, it's pretty good.
Make a persuasion check.
Dwarven ale, kind of old.
Kind of old, but it makes you feel young.
Nope. Yeah, alright, whatever,
Listen,
fine.
I spend all my days in the Undermountain. I'll take anything but sometimes.
All yours, pick your poison, I'll pay.
Just get me a hard whiskey. On the rocks. We don't get those down there except with magic. Oui, monsieur. And Neil leaves to go get some whiskey. So, I notice some of you here. Where's the cat?
He's out and about, I think. Got a few, individuals on his mind currently, I believe. But we're all up here. Mostly. It's
I'm
well
here.
clean tide.
Already? It's spring up here?
Sure. Yeah, so Newt's here. Is Oso here?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
Oso
here.
is here. They're sitting next to a potted plant, which is sort of squished between Newt and him.
I point at the plant and I point at Oso. Mm-hmm.
Well,
Hey, this is Skull Basher. Crusher. Sorry.
Why don't you come and sit
Skullbreaker.
over with us?
Skullbreaker.
Yeah, sure. I'll pull up a chair. He glares angrily at the plant.
I don't like green. It's evil.
It's taking up a seat.
Well, I mean, he's a person too.
Well,
Uh,
Felrax pulls up a chair. His tail is like pushed out the back end of the seat as he pulls it in. He kind of curls it around himself so that people don't trip on it. He seems
it's okay.
used to protocol. And he says,
So
"So,
I'm gonna
what
I'm
is
gonna
this?"
have to ask.
Oh.
Where did you get this? Felrax drawing from? Did
I-
you draw?
I found one on the internet and then I edited it
You
so that
modify?
so it was a copper dragonborn instead of a different one.
Nice.
It's good. It's good.
No one will know.
They're gonna know.
Whoever drew it
No
would
one
know.
How would they know?
Anywho,
They know. Look, first off, I didn't realize that Felrax was so handsome. Just me as a person.
Oh, now you're
I
into
like
it.
the art. Oh yeah, no, I thought he was gonna be a nerdy kind of like guy, and I was like, nah, I don't want to put a dragonborn with a dragonborn. That seems kind of like choosy, but
But
I'm
some-
into it.
Put some glasses on him.
no.
Ooh. No.
So
With
what's
little
this
ones
about?
At the end of his snout.
What's this about a gala thing?
Yeah, it's a gala at the end of the week, and we happen to get some tickets out of compensation for hard work.
An unusual gift for adventurers, but I'm not invited to many galas. The darkness was starting to get to me.
I wonder why.
He
What do you
glares
mean,
at
I'm insinuating that he's kind of a fucking stick in the mud.
Well, speaking of which, how is Lando doing?
you. I'm not sure. He's
What?
been in a bubble for a few hours, so...
She.
Right. Whatever it is.
Idiots!
How dare you?
Oh wait, you said that there could be a sitter up here?
Yeah, we might be able to kind of procure some sort of accommodations.
Yeah, literally anybody who could tell the sex of the child would be better.
Well, I'm not good at this sort of thing.
Clearly.
Who knows? Maybe just come time when that child's old enough, they can just go about on their own.
I'm hoping
I'm sure
so.
you've done well.
In about a year or so. Goblins mature quickly, don't they?
It's been
I
like
left
a
it
month.
plenty of books to read, but it doesn't seem interested in anything but eating them.
For the cookbooks?
No, books on arcane literature. Copies, of course. I'm not going to give real things to the children.
Of course not.
Yeah. Maybe it just needs to have some sort of fun, like hammers and nails and stuff and balls and things. Maybe less books. Might not be smart enough.
Well, I had a ball or an orb once. He
Okay,
glares
so
at
one
Oso
time's
again.
the gala. Do you guys have your invitations? What does yours say? Do they all say the same thing?
They do. They
Stupid.
say that it
I
takes...
know, I'm just asking stupid questions.
Just to divert it. Just be like,
It is on day 7 of Walking Tide at the Castellanter Villa. And he says, fancy digs. Very well. Where is this sitter?
well, yeah. I call over Mila. Hey, Mila.
Oui, here's your whiskey, monsieur.
Thank you. If you can make that a double, I wouldn't mind one myself. But I was gonna ask, do you know anybody around to possibly take care of a child, or a good place to find a sitter or nanny of some sort?
A sitter or nanny?
Caretakers, people usually like children, preferably like children.
I guess out of character question, does Mila know anybody like that?
No,
Yeah.
but if she owns the tavern, she might have heard people come in. It might be slightly sketchy.
Okay. She thinks for a moment, says, well, I can think of some people. Good old Dimwur. They were in here just 2 hours ago, I think. Tiefling. They're fairly good with kids. I don't know why I'm speaking in Felrax's voice.
Stop staring at him. He's so pretty.
Muscles,
The
shoulders.
muscles. This,
Those square shoulders.
those square shoulders and that tail.
Dimwell
Relax.
was Dimwell
Hey,
was
you
in
got your
here
plan.
just a few hours ago. I could probably get in contact with them. I've gotten favors from them before. But what is this sitter for?
A child? Interesting child.
Well, I suppose I can call them. I mean, how much is this job paying? I'm sure that they would want some money.
I mean, I can pay quite a bit. It's more for the night of the gala, so if they ain't busy at all, or possibly could spare a few hours while we're gallivanting around. No. Damn it, Mila, you have no sense of humor, just like any other game.
Well, how about 10 gold pieces?
I think that'd be mighty fine. And I kind of like look back at Thorax like, yeah, see? Not
Isn't
bad.
that like $1,000?
It's like $100.
It's like $200.
All right.
Jesus.
I would say
okay.
$200 is. I mean, if I were a good sitter on a very popular night of the year, I would probably charge.
I'm
And I
assuming
had
that
a bubble
this has your
baby.
cut in it as well for finding the individual and bringing them here and kind of setting this all up.
Well, I could cut him out of the deal for $10. I could easily look after
$10?
10 dollarinos.
As I call them. You wouldn't understand. It's
It's
just like
in
slang.
my own tongue. Sorry. I believe in Waterdeep they are called dragons. They use gold coins. But for 10 of those, I could look after whatever child it is for a while.
I put my elbow on the table as I go and take the shot, and I just like look at her. I'm just like, I'm just gonna let you know this is a goblin child, and it is gonna be a pain in the ass, and I would not want to make this friendship sour because of this child. I'm already, I like look at Tharks. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm already kind of doing that, but try not to do it again.
I am great at multitasking, and I can always use a bit of extra coin on the side.
All right, I take 10 gold pieces. I'll put it down on the table and just slide it over to Mila.
Thank you. I'm sure that there was a back room where... Excellent! Felrax snaps his fingers and Mila disappears. I'm sure she'll be fine for a few hours.
Did you just send her to Lando?
Yes, to watch after him.
That was
Right
not
now?
part of the agreement.
Oops.
Did you just
She
bring Lando
runs-
with you?
No,
She runs
was I
this
supposed to? A sitter normally comes to your house, yes?
Yeah,
No,
well,
that's
you're
a
still
nanny.
there.
It depends.
Well, I'm sure she'll be fine.
What about the bar?
Maybe you should probably ask her. She runs this bar. I'm assuming that it might be better if Lando comes up here. Maybe even stays away from your books. Also, she's a wizard.
Oh, so maybe
do
maybe a
you
plant can run the bar.
do you make friends with other wizards, or do you guys just like share books and stuff? Like, how does that work?
I usually procure my own. But,
I put Skull Basher on the bar to try and make drinks.
she's going to have to find her own way back. That was my last slot of that level.
That's okay. I think he's got it.
I pinch my nose. I'm like, can you at least talk to her?
I suppose. He puts a crystal ball onto the table, looks into it. What was their name? Mila?
Mila.
Mila, are you there? You see a hazy image appear in the crystal ball of Dalagor's fortress, and Mila is staring into it, and she says, "What the hell did you do to me?" Misunderstood. Apparently. Bring me back this instant. I did not prepare any spells today of this magnitude. Can I offer you 10 more gold pieces?
How much is a banana anyway?
I imagine
There's-
this person like the French one from Ratatouille.
There's lots of interesting things here. Make it 20 gold pieces. And find someone to look after the bar. I can
Already
swing
I
covered.
said
that.
Oso's plant could do it.
I can swing
Please,
that.
his name is Skull Basher.
Their name is Lando, and they're in a level 2 containment bubble. Be sure to pop it every few minutes, well, half hour or so for air. Thank you, Mila. and you will have your gold transported to you tomorrow. He puts the crystal ball away. See, there's no problem.
Uh-huh. I think you need to relax a bit and maybe not. You know, that's fine. I'm gonna go and walk behind the bar, and I'm gonna be the bartender. Is-
I think he's got it. You don't need to help him.
All right. I put the now empty shot glass in front of the plant, and I was like, let's see how they do then.
Yeah, like you're crunching on the mic
I thought
Meg-
that was just the plant.
like a rapper.
I'm helping you, man.
You're doing Foley works.
The potted plant understandably does nothing.
I mean, they're doing something. Just you
Supposedly.
can't see it, you know.
They're brightening up the place. They're making it look kind of spiffy. But I think you need someone with opposable hands who's gonna cover this, and I'm fine with doing this. So it's all right. I'm just like trying to not make everything worse already.
Well, I'd be offended if it wasn't so true.
BB, you hear lots of people start complaining where their drinks are. One person says, I saw the bartender disappear. What? Where's my drink then? And where's mine? I ordered some freaking eggs back here.
Well, there's a cook that's supposed to be in the back room, right?
That was Mila at the time as well.
Fuck. God,
Eggs?
fucking damn it. All right, so real quick, just gonna like behind the bar yell out to everybody, and I'm like, I gotta like finger up to Felrax, like just a moment. All right, house is under temporary management. Mila is out on a vacation, so I need to know what you all ordered so I can make you drinks and figure out this food shit. And I mean food.
People start somewhat orderly coming up to the counter, but it quickly starts getting out of hand as everybody wants to make sure that their drinks have been put in and that their orders are being cooked. And one person asks, is that orange glow coming from the kitchen? You look back and there's like something on fire in the kitchen now. Felrax gets up and walks over. You're gonna need a hand there. I understand this is my fault partially.
I would kindly accept any help that you could offer until we can figure out maybe some temporary hires.
Well, I'm no good at cooking. Getting back there. I'll do the bar. I'm used to this.
Sounds good. Don't drink too much, and if you do, make sure you're sharing.
He takes a shot and pours another one for you, using his pinky and ring finger to hold it out to you while he's holding the other shot glass in his hand. There you go. It's gonna be a long night, I hope.
Well,
And
enjoy your vacation, I guess. At least there's booze and sun.
he kind of smirks to himself, and then he takes off his gloves, and then he starts sparking around a few magical spells as he prestidigitates a whole bunch of shot glasses out, and he starts filling orders that are being handed to him. He
Nice.
seems to be a fairly skilled bartender in this, right? And yeah, I'm gonna have you make a persuasion check.
Persuasion, or can I use cook's utensils?
You can use cook's utensils.
Oh, wait, thank you. I forget.
I'm gonna
It's
say
like asking for. It's like it says cook's utensils, and it's supposed to be
Query.
proficient, but it's asking for a query, so it doesn't actually take anything. So I don't know.
yeah,
how that
just
works.
click it, and it's going to be a. I'm gonna say intelligence or wisdom, whichever's higher for you.
Okay.
Cooking's an art and a science, so use either.
Yeah, they're both even. Average food for average folk.
Okay. You're able to marginally get some basic snacks and foods out. It's not like you're a delicatessen over here. You're used to like cooking on the road and stuff, but you're able to get out some standard snacks that you think will work for everybody. And everybody seems sated, at least under the present circumstances. Only a few Karens come up to complain, but Felrax quickly is able to help turn them away.
How much did we make?
Well, I'm gonna say that you guys, by the end of the night, have made 24 silver pieces.
Yeah, all right. I see why she took that 20 gold. Okay, all right, that makes sense. Here you go. I just leave the coin for Felrax. Might as well make up for something.
Paltry change, but good to get back in the swing of things. I guess I'll stay here for the night.
Yep, they got rooms. Also, Newt, are we staying here tonight? How you-
Yeah. Scully and I are gonna need a room with 2 beds. So
Well, we're the ones working here, so
preferably something with a window. What do you have?
I look at him begrudgingly. The scowl just returns so quickly to BB's face, like, what do you mean what I have? I've
Ma'am?
never
What sort of rooms do you have to accommodate me and my friend?
pinch my snout. Just get up there and knock on doors and see if there's any open ones.
That's weird. Look, this service is terrible.
I mean, there is an innkeeper here. They don't do food service or anything.
Oh, is it? Okay, I didn't know if like
Yeah,
it was all run by
no.
the same person.
The spirit of Lift Spirits.
Baby, what hotels have you gone to that you started knocking on doors to find out what room you could go to?
BB just thought he had to run the whole place real quick, and he just got real nervous. And he's like, "Oh, what kind of rooms you got?" And BB's just like, "I don't fucking know. What's wrong with you? Here, I'm gonna charge you a gold piece for a night. Wait for
It might
fucking
be-
Oso to hand a gold piece over."
Okay.
It might-
alright.
It might be easier if there's a D&D sign on the door. Right? Right, guys?
Yeah. Right.
Also, you do go up to
Dragon
what appears
dragon.
to be an empty, like, key rack. A ghostly hand just appears, and it points at a sign that says 2 silver pieces.
Okay. I dropped 2 silver pieces
The-
on.
The ghostly
hand?
hand grasps at the coin and deposits it in a little lockbox behind the counter. It floats over and it starts like trailing along the keys, and then it lands on a set of keys and drops it in your hand.
Thanks. Is there a window in this room by any chance? Does it
It
give me a thumbs up or something? Or-
it just seems to shrug with just one hand. Also,
Wow.
I can't believe this is happening again. I need to stop a maintenance in progress.
Oh no!
I just noticed it was happening, and now I need to, like, find it so I can stop it. This happened at the last stream, and it crippled my computer as it was trying to do so. I think,
It goes all
Oh,
beep
no.
boop.
yeah, it just automatically tries to update and doesn't tell me about it and does it in the background.
It's great.
Not sure why it chose today and Sunday to do so, but I think I did get to stop it in time, so
The thing is,
think we're
this is a DDoS.
Good. Good.
yeah, our popular stream is being raided.
Nice.
You're given an adequate room. It doesn't appear to have too many windows. There's just one window in the room.
One. Okay. Well, I'm gonna put I'm gonna put Scully nearby.
Okay, you put it near the window. Thank you. This cool breeze really opens up my cytoplasts.
And I'm glad you like that. You pervert. What the fuck?
Please, just leave me alone for the night. I must retire.
Okay.
Its
Well,
leaves.
Anything? Water or?
Its leaves shrink a bit in the moonlight, and it kind of yawns and says, "Some water would be lovely, thanks. Not too cold."
I begin to pee into the pot. I'm just kidding. I go get a couple.
Okay. Cool. In the meantime, there are other dates going on simultaneously. So let's go, I think, to Alistair.
Oh boy!
Yes.
Which screen did I put this on? Because I think it's on a slightly different screen. Okay, so, Alistair, you've gussied yourself up. You've gone and like gotten some perfume swiped from some nearby person. Just taken a few squirts for yourself. You've like made sure that your breath is nice and clean. You've like sharpened your claws on a few things. You've made sure that your evening wear that you've gotten from Thentava's tailory. It's all nice and prim and proper and ready to go. And you head out towards the eastern gates of the city to meet with Maggie, the tabaxi. You see her kind of just looking about with her arms behind her back. She's got like a little basket behind her, and she eventually spies you, and she goes, "Oh, I'm over here."
Oh, hello there. Sorry I'm late. I just, I got done fighting a wyvern and I kind of had to hurry over. It
Fighting
broke
a-
free from a monster cage.
A wyvern?
Yes, a wyvern.
Wow.
It
What?
was very dangerous.
It sounds dangerous. What sorts of... Are you an adventurer?
Yes,
Oh,
I have been known to adventure.
what sort of things can you do?
Oh, I
Roll a persuasion check.
I can run away and hide.
don't know. I'll mage hand the fine basket I got and give it to her.
Okay. Make a persuasion check. And you
Yeah.
can make an arcana check instead.
Oh wait, what? Oh, Arcana.
Okay. As you draw the basket out from behind like your back, you present it to her, and she goes, "Oh, it's floating. Is this for me? Yeah."
Yes. I figured you would need you'd like a new basket to hold your fruit in.
Oh, well, I brought this one, but this one looks a lot nicer. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
She seemed to enjoy that.
Maggie will remember that.
Come on, let's go. And she grabs your
Okay.
hand, and she starts taking you out to the orchard. You guys go for a nice, enjoyable walk out there. Let's go there. So, you guys are heading to Snow Beetle's orchard. What sorts of stuff do you guys talk about on your way there?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, it's like Shane on a real date.
Yeah, pretty much.
God, this is
You're pretty
awkward.
quiet.
Just a... Yes. Oh, how long have you worked here, this orchard?
Oh,
Does she work there? I don't know.
I don't. Well, I don't work there all the time.
Oh.
I've just been doing some odd jobs there sometimes.
Oh, Vito. Well, what's your, how do I say, passion and goal in life? What do you, aspire for?
Oh, just a quiet life.
Get into the heavy shit. Oh, wonderful.
Well,
I do as well.
well, what do you aspire to? I guess.
Oh, recently I've aspired to, I guess, I don't know how you would say, find myself again, I suppose. I guess that's why I decided to go out and adventure and try to figure myself out in a way.
Wow.
Because it's kind of, I'm lost, I guess you could say. It's a little complicated.
Sounds a lot loftier than mine.
Well, sometimes the simpler things are best, trust me.
Oh, it looks like we're almost here. And she points out towards a little house that kind of looks like it's got like a front end that has a bunch of like market stalls filled with fruits and vegetables and all that sort of thing. And then the back end is more of a house area and like a storage area as well, connected to it. A halfling comes out. She's got like red hair that's tied in 2 pigtails on the sides of her head, and she waves at you. Hi, fellas. How can I help you here? Welcome to Snow Beetle Orchard. I'm Blossom, and have you been here before, sweetie? Yes, Blossom. That's me. I'm Maggie. Remember? Right, Maggie. And you are?
Oh, my name is Alistair Lafayette Cromwell the Fourth.
Oh, a noble catfolk. Interesting. Well, welcome, hun. Are you here to pick some fruits? Yes, Blossom. Let's go pick some fruits. Well, I know that cherries are in season, but we do need to get the apples picked. If you want to do that, I can give you a few silvers. If you can bring some nice full baskets back to me. What do you think, Alistair?
I like apples. What kind of apples do they grow here?
Oh,
Granny
all sorts.
Smith?
We got green ones, red ones, yellow ones.
That's so
Wonderful.
many.
I love all of those.
What's your favorite one, though? Says
Oh.
Maggie.
Let me think. I would say the red one because they're not too sweet, but they're also not bitter.
Maggie will remember this.
Oh, boy.
Okay. That sounds fun. So do we...
I like the green ones.
Blossom says, oh, there's some baskets over here. I see you got your own, but make sure you bring a whole bunch back. And you can take old Gregory here if you need help carrying it back. And she slaps a little pony that's got like a small carriage cart on his back. It's just open for carrying stuff. All right, now have
Old
fun, y'all.
Gregory. Oh, we will.
And you guys go off into the orchard to pick some apples. Maggie says, "That's Blossom. She's a bit forgetful, I guess. But she's run the place for a long time."
I insight her to see if I basically want to insight the whole interaction of who are you? Oh, I'm Maggie. I'm here all the time. Why do you forget me? Kind of deal.
Sure. Make an insight check. Okay. So, from your insight that you're gleaning, she seems a bit weirded out that that Blossom didn't remember her. But you're not sure why. She just kind of seems a bit forlorn that she's forgotten her.
Okay.
Anyway, let's get to picking.
Let's do that.
So, what sorts of places do you adventure? I know that you're searching for yourself, but what does that mean? I don't know why I took on this country accent suddenly.
I like it.
Yes. It's okay. My accent has switched throughout the times as well. Well, anyway.
You did die.
Well, I did. Wait, when did I die? Oh.
Oh,
Nothing.
you're not supposed to remember that.
Oh, God. He's learning.
Am I sick?
Well, let's just say that I used to be something else. Well, to be honest with you, I wasn't
Creepy.
always a tabaxi.
Oh,
I used to be a high elf until this friend I used to have. This
Bullshit story he tells everybody.
asshole. Oh no, this is this, kind of jerkwad. He decided it would be funny if, oh hey, let's turn Alistair into a tabaxi. That'll be great. Because he's jealous of me and my successes. And then here I am, and there was no way to avert me back, so I've been searching for a cure ever since.
Well, I mean, it's not that much of a curse to be a tabaxi, you know.
No, it isn't.
And you
think
got
I'm
these cute little
stopping
ears. She like kind of flicks
Yeah.
your ears a bit.
And the toe beans. I like the toe beans kind of now.
Yeah, I mean everybody likes those. Don't have to be a tabaxi to like toe beans. She holds up her hand and
Yeah.
it's got little toe beans on it.
Listening to
Oh,
my
they're
two straight
weird.
male friends
Adorable.
go on a date.
um,
And they're both cats.
meow.
D&D is such a fucking mindfuck.
Weird game.
Well,
Yes,
I-
well, But-
if you can't find yourself, maybe you can find
Hey.
yourself just from a mental standpoint. You know, find your way back on your feet. Cats are good at that.
yes, I've noticed that every time I fall or get thrown, I'm always standing right back up on my feet. It's really weird. Like I fell on my back before and I just all of a sudden turn and I'm on my paws. It's amazing.
Well, I guess we should get picking, but
Yes. So how can you... I assume we have to find the right ones that are ready for the picking and not the ones that aren't fully, bloomed yet?
Mhm.
I don't think bloom is the word.
that's what you told me last time. But yeah. Why don't you take that end and I'll just be on the other side here, just opposite you. And you guys are both like in a single column on opposite sides of the column as you're like picking down the row. So you're kind of back to back.
Oh, okay. I thought
Eventually,
she was like, you go over there. Far away
No,
from
no.
me, and...
you got your guys' like tails brush every once in a while, and she kind of like looks back at you and giggles. And then she eventually
used to
says,
that.
"Hey, why don't we make this interesting? Why don't we race to the end? All right?
Oh, hell yes.
I thought it was going to be like an apple picking race.
It is an apple
That's-
picking
Are
race.
these two cats deciding to get the
It sounded,
zoomies?
it sounded like, yeah, I thought she was proposing some zoomies.
Smells like Applejack.
She, before you can even accept, she goes, "Ready? Go!" And then she starts
no,
picking apples as
yes.
fast as she can. I'm gonna have you
Oh
make
God, you're
a. I'm gonna have you make 3 separate checks. I'm gonna have you make a
Mhm.
nature check, a sleight of hand check, and then a acrobatics check to get up at the high apples.
Jump, kitty, jump.
Doesn't understand what she got herself into. And what is it?
She's about to get destroyed.
Acrobatics?
Acrobatics.
You have magic too. Maybe you can cheat with it.
Right. You are doing a fantastic job. It looks like she's not quite as good at this as she seems to have made herself out to be. Seems like you're the apple picking master. You're quickly getting ahead of her. Do you want to let her win?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
It's up to you. You can, but you don't have to.
There's a... It would... I'm just wondering if she's the kind of person that's like, why would you let me win? I want you to perform at your best.
Make an insight
But-
check.
No, I'll probably...
Hmm.
Yeah, I'll do that. Or I'm probably just thinking too much.
D&D dating is easy.
No, it is not.
Unless you send the babysitter to a
It's
fucking
hard.
pit in the goddamn earth.
It's as hard as the normal thing, trust me.
You're not sure if she is or isn't. It looks like she's mostly in this for the fun of it, though.
Yeah, I'll just trip on a quote-unquote branch.
You decide
Whoa.
to make things a bit more interesting as you like slip and fall on a branch. Instead of like racing ahead to the finish line, she walks over to you and kind of like looks over you as you're sitting down on the ground amidst some fallen apples. And she goes, "Do you need a hand there?" She holds out her hand and smiles
Hey.
to pick you up.
I take it and say, thank you. Yes, I lost my footing there.
It's okay. We can race in the next row.
Hell yes.
And I'm gonna have you make a final persuasion check, I guess, as you guys kind of finish out this dating scene here.
For all our sakes.
Please. Okay. So. Okay. So you got a pretty good check, and she seems to have really enjoyed herself today. Yeah, you learn that she's like, she's not of noble birth or anything, so she's kind of excited to be around a noble. Oh, yuck! Turn off. She's not of noble birth, so she's really excited that she's getting this kind of attention, and she's really enjoying it. And she does say that if you want to see her, you can come by her place in the dock ward. She does have a little grungy apartment there.
I will do.
As you guys return to Snow Beetle's orchard, you set the apples down on the and unload them off of Gregory's cart. Blossom kind of like has her hands on her hips and says, "Oh, mighty good haul there. Well, if say, I couldn't help but
Yes.
notice your rapier there. Are you like an adventurer or something?"
I've been known to adventure. I feel like I say that line all the time.
Well,
Yes, I am an adventurer of sorts.
I mean, I used to kind of do that sort of thing. I was a druid of sorts, but if this is kind of hard to say. We don't get too many adventurers out here at the orchard, and I was kind of wondering if you might be able to at least keep an eye out, if you'll lend an ear.
But would you want me to stay the night, or just keep an eye out on the place, or
No,
guard
nothing like
duty?
that. It's, you
Okay.
see, my
What are you?
son's run off, and
Oh,
and
she's got kids.
he's been gone for a while, and I'm worried. He said he was bitten by something, or he might have contracted some sort of lycanthropy or something like that. I've asked
what
people
does-
about his whereabouts, and
Oh
well,
my god.
the least that I can divine is that he's somewhere in the Undermountain.
You, Alex.
Well, what does he look like? Like,
Well, I don't know what he looks like now, if the truth has been told that he does have a were disease. He's normally got red hair like me, cut short, but he does have a mullet in the back, and he's a halfling too, if that wasn't apparent.
Did you lose a bet? Sorry, I'm not there.
His name's Dasher.
ah,
Dasher
it's a reindeer.
Snowbeetle.
Dasher. All right. Well, I will definitely keep a lookout for him, and if I find him, I will return him to you post haste.
Thank you kindly, Sir Alistair. And if you can, I'll promise you I don't have too much to offer, but I can offer you all the mead that you can drink.
I think you said meat. I almost threw up in my mouth.
All the meat. All meat. I'm sure that would be great. Yes, I will keep an eye out, and hopefully I find him in good condition. Hopefully.
I pray so too. I know he's still alive. That much I can tell with my druid powers. But anyway, you be off. I'll load these apples into the storage. Come on, honey. Get the kids. Let's go unload this stuff. And a bunch of other halfling children come out and start grabbing the baskets you guys have loaded. Thanks again, and you're welcome here anytime, hon. And Maggie kind of curtsies to the little halfling. You guys turn to leave. as you head back to the city.
I really hope I don't have to kill that one. That boy, if it's as bad as I think.
Boy, I sure hope I don't have to kill him.
I hope there's a cure out there.
Anyway, I'll have you make an insight check.
Hell yeah.
Okay, as you guys are going back, Maggie is kind of quiet, but she makes sure to reiterate that you can come see her anytime in the dock ward, and gives you her address. It seems like she's wondering if you're going to invite her out again.
Hey, Maggie, have you heard of that gala that is on the 7th day of Waking Tide?
Oh, there's galas all over. But
Is there? Oh, yeah.
well, yeah, it's a huge celebration. But the biggest is probably at the Castle Lanterns.
That's the one we're going to, right?
It happens to be, yeah.
Yes. Well, I happen to have 2 tickets, and would you like to be my guest?
Her tail flicks a bit, and she says, "Would I? Sure, I'll go.
Great, good.
I don't know if
Great.
I'll have anything to wear, but, I'll be sure to find something nice."
Oh. I'm sure whatever you wear would be just great.
Oh, thank you. So, do I need to have a ticket, or?
Well, they'll be on me, so I'll pick you up at your apartment around, I don't know, and then insert time we'll have to leave here.
Sure. Great. Well, it looks like we're back at the city. I guess I'll, go my separate ways. But I'll see you there, Alistair. I had a fun time today.
I as well.
Toodaloo. And
You
she
deserve each other.
Right.
Toodaloo.
she excitedly bounds off with her new basket into the crowds of Waterdeep as the sun is starting to finally descend over the horizon. Realize that your friends are probably gathered up by Lift's spirits by now, and start making your way back there. In the meantime, Montana. I think it's almost time for your date. That's why I had that accent.
That's why you had the accent.
Because it was almost my turn.
Montana on the
Real quick,
brain.
can I get the name of that child? And I'm
What?
supposed to be looking for?
Dasher.
No, the name
Oh,
of Dasher.
oh,
That's
okay.
what it was. Okay,
Dasher.
Halfling.
Dasher
Yeah.
Snow Beetle.
Don't forget to write it down in.
Yeah, I'm getting Oh yeah, I can put it there.
Okay. In the meantime, Montana, you head down to the Yawning Portal, and the sun is, starting to approach dusk. This is still happening simultaneously, but towards the later end of Alistair's own journey there. So I'm gonna go to Yawning Portal as you meet up with Oliver. You find Oliver talking to Durnan at the bar, and eventually he turns towards you and goes, "Oh, hey there. It was Montana, right? I'm pretty good with names."
I just can't get over how out of place he looks on this background. He is so out of his element at this bar. But what was the second thing he asked me? He made sure my name was Montana, and what was that?
I'm pretty good with names.
Yeah, Montana was right. How's it going, Oliver?
Good, good. Just 2 of the regulars, Durnan. Right, Oliver. And Durnan heads.
He's never been here before in his life.
he grabs a few.
There's a sign on the wall called the
Can I-
regular.
Can I do an insight check to find out if I think that he was literally just talking to Durnan about this? So that,
Does
like,
it sound cool?
like as soon as I show up, he can, like, ask for the regular to make himself look cool. I'm gonna do an insight check to see if I can... Oh, did I click intimidation by mistake?
Do you
You
go
can't
here?
intimidate him.
Who does
Bravo.
number 2 work for?
I don't... Oh, shit. Never mind.
Can't really tell. He seems to be pulling it off, if he's faking it. If not, who knows? He pulls up a seat at the bar, and offers you to sit down. And he says, "Come on, this stuff's pretty good. It's just swill, really, compared to probably what you dwarves are used to. But I hope it's good enough. Have you been here before?"
Yeah, once or twice. I mostly hang out by Lift Spirits. I'm kind of based out of there usually, but I felt like a little bit of a change in scenery for the evening. But whatever it is you've ordered, I'm sure it's just...
Okay. And he has ordered some fire wine. It's not actually wine. It's more like a cinnamon whiskey type deal.
Okay.
It's very fireball.
For a second, I thought you were about to tell me that he's not of age to drink and that he's ordered just like a really spicy virgin beverage.
I'll have a
like,
Swedish
oh, dear
fish.
Lord. I thought you were about to tell me this kid's like 19 years old, trying to be like 25 at the bar.
Oh no, he's of age.
Okay.
And
It doesn't look like it, but
yeah, if you're into cinnamon stuff, it's fine. Not like he said, it's not the best. He says, so, geez, not used to these sorts of things. So where do you work?
Well, kind of here and there. Like I said, I'm kind of out of Lift Spirits. I actually pretty recently got back from a little expedition down into the Undermountain. I spent some time down there, spent some time kind of around. Mostly, just kind of hop from here to there wherever I'm needed. You know,
Oh,
just
well,
sort of whatever needs doing. I try my best to help out.
I envy you heroes. I never usually get to lead the city, being a Silmarelf and all. Yeah, I mean, I guess I should preface, I'm one of the nobles here, though I don't feel like it sometimes.
What makes you say that?
Well, I don't know. I'm actually part of the Griffin Cavalry. The Silmarelves, they train warriors and knights and mercenaries and all that sorts of fine and heroic stuff, but my parents don't want to risk me doing anything dangerous, so I mostly patrol the skies from the back of a griffin, which I guess nobody can mug you up there. Nobody can kill you up there. Nobody's attacked Waterdeep in centuries.
Well, sure, but just because you're not in the thick of it doesn't mean it's not a valuable thing to do. You know, sure, maybe Waterdeep hasn't been attacked in centuries, but, I mean, knock on wood, but could happen tomorrow, and if it does, we'll be real glad to have you up there.
I guess. But until then, it's just a constant state of, I guess, anticipation for something to happen, you know? I've always wanted a life of adventure, and I do come here often. I talk to Durnan a lot, and Bolo, and pay him a few coins to for him to tell me a story I haven't heard before. Just sounds so fun and heroic.
You're not allowed because you're a noble, so you're kind of jealous, is that all?
Yeah, I guess it's a boring story.
You're whining because you're privileged. Okay.
I mean,
Well,
Man, Chris can't help but do it even in fiction.
I do have money, but it's not always about the money, you know?
oh, sure. Trust me. Why I do what I do, and I mean, I'm lucky that I get to, but just because you're a noble, do you really not have any say in what you want to do with your life?
My parents kind of have a stranglehold on that. I'm the only heir to the Silmarhelves, so they kind of want to make sure that I'm not in any danger. Guess they haven't had any other children. They haven't been able to, or something. I don't know. I don't pry. Certainly not into that. But I don't really want to be a noble. I want to be something more. Like Franken Fireblade, or Mert the Merciless, or Volo himself. He's a great adventurer in his own right.
Would Montana know who those people are?
I mean, Volo was in the room at one point in time.
I mean, sure, but like the first two people, would she know? Like, are those people who are like their tales are told often enough that I'd have heard about them?
Make a history check.
Because me, Sheena, I don't know who they are, but Montana almost certainly has heard of these people.
You have. So Mert the Merciless is actually still here in Waterdeep. He's a retired adventurer now. He used to be just like this fighter that would explore the Undermountain with Durnan, a long time ago. But now he's just a moneylender that lives in a mansion in Waterdeep. As far as Franken Fireblade, you don't know where he is now, but he was a famous adventurer that did his work around, in Cormyr, which is another like land off a ways. I don't know the Forgotten Realms well enough to know which direction, but I'm assuming east of this western coast.
Probably.
A safe bet, as it were. He lost his arm at one point, but that's the life of an adventure.
But it grew back.
But it grew back.
That's the song they sing in the bar. It was about how his arm grew back. He's actually part salamander. Gosh, I'm sort of in a conundrum because I want to come up with some kind of like. There's no solution for this kid. Like, he's stuck where he is, but like, he's obviously like stagnating with like what he's doing. Like, he needs a change of scenery. You know what I mean? Like, I'm struggling with like what I want to suggest to him.
All right.
Because like.
Crime!
Crime? Oh yeah, crime.
Let's do a crime.
Good. I'm sure his parents will be thrilled.
Crime!
I guess, because I don't really want to bring up the whole I just found a bunch of legendary ale stuff, because like he's already feeling really down on himself. I don't want to make him feel worse.
Well, he seems to have been enamored by the fact that you guys were a group of adventurers, and that's why he kind of stuck to you guys and was like palling around with you the whole day.
Of course, needy fucker.
All right, then I guess I can tell him that story, and like I won't like embellish too much. Like, I don't want to make it sound like,
exciting.
Well, I'll make it sound a little bit exciting. I don't want to make it sound like super dangerous.
People died
necessarily. I mean, yeah, people.
Make a performance check.
Guess.
People died.
Oh, I have a +0. Oh, all right. Not
As
terrible.
you spin this tale for him, he is getting into it. It's like watching like sports or something. He's like cheering for you. He's like gasping at dangerous parts, and then laughing at all of the comic relief of your strange compatriots. And
then you made it rain on the ooze.
You made it rain on the ooze.
The booze.
The booze ooze. Oh. Durnan, come here. Tell me about the booze ooze. Yes, I know. I've seen them before. He just kind of stares off distantly before he goes back to like
Booze ooze kill your wife, man. God.
Before he goes back to polishing his glasses.
Jesus.
Booze ooze killed my dog.
Yeah, that was a pretty good performance check. He actually seems kind of compelled to tell a story of his own, though he's a bit reluctant. He says that as a kid, he wasn't really allowed to go outside the city too often, but his most exciting time was going on a trip out to the hills nearby, out past the snow beetle orchard, and unfortunately, he was captured by goblins. He was no older than 12 at this time, and he was scared for his life. The goblins were taunting him and stuff, but a group of heroes came in and rescued him. They slayed the goblins, tossed them from the cliffside, and he was just enamored with them ever since. They actually gave him, and he holds up his white scarf. They gave me this, and I've just had it ever since. It's kind of like a relic, I guess. Reminds me that adventure is always at my back. And at least when I'm on that griffin, I can see that horizon, and hope maybe one day I'll be one of them goblin slayers out there. No offense to your friend. No, I mean the bad goblins.
the bad, those unsavory.
Yeah,
Wait a
the
minute.
unsavory types of goblins. But that's kind of the life of being an officer here at the Waterdeep.
I hear what you're saying. I want to ask him, and I don't know. I feel like after we've been talking for a little while, he's probably warmed up to me a little bit. Like he'd be willing to share some stuff. I'm curious, how it's a noble family, but how noble, I guess. How important are they outside of Waterdeep? I guess would I know that, or would that just be something I'd have to ask him?
You can ask him. I mean, the nobles, you don't really... They kind of have nebulous sorts of reach as far as, their own dealings do, unless you're, directly involved with them. But, I guess I'll say make a persuasion check. Pretty good.
My rolls are only good when I'm on a date, apparently.
Yeah, that's how it
Otherwise,
goes.
it's all,
For some
9s
of us.
and 10s.
So, he talks to you kind of about the Silmarhelves and his parents' dealings a bit. They do train warriors and knights, and they have almost like a fortress instead of a villa. The villas in the northern district are kind of taking up entire city blocks with walled areas with servants' quarters and stables and all that, all in one sort of mini keep. But the Silmarhelves actually do have a wall with battlements and stuff. It could be a fortress if it needed to be, and it's the only one like it in the northern district. But they do have enough influence as just that. You've heard of the Silmarhelves because you've gone by this fortress one or twice.
Well, mostly what I'm interested in is if they would have any reason to travel to other cities. I kind of want to suggest to this kid
Okay.
you don't necessarily need to go on an adventure, you just need to get out more. And it's how about you hop on your griffin and just it's probably a hell of a ways, I don't know how far away it is, but I'm sure that his family or the upper, the nobles in charge of things, whether it's his parents or whoever, probably have had to go to Neverwinter for one thing or another. Just take some time off of work, go to Neverwinter, go see the sights, familiarize yourself. If you're gonna be heir to the throne of the nobles, get out there and familiarize yourself with the world. You don't need to go on an adventure you don't need to be an adventurer to go on an adventure. You know what I mean?
He kind of nods and says, well, we don't have too many dealings outside of Waterdeep, but we do some stuff with the Zentarum. They're a mercenary trading group as well, and I know they have a seedy reputation, but when it comes down to it, they do sell mercenaries, and they have a much broader reach than just us in Waterdeep. So we do work with them to kind of get an ear to the ground, to get mercenaries coming in to to our training grounds. But maybe if I can establish something, I don't know, beyond the walls, maybe I can be that instead of the Zentarim. Like, put an ear to the ground in my own right. Maybe I can, I don't know, get a contingency up in Baldur's Gate or something. That's pretty close by.
Shut up.
Yeah, and I mean, I know where you're coming from, wanting to just kind of get out there and swing a sword, but, maybe it's just that I'm getting a feeling that you just don't feel important. And you just gotta find a place for yourself in the world where you can be important. And maybe that's something that work out for you, You don't necessarily have to swing a sword to be that important person for your family and your friends and those around.
Well, maybe I can do that sometime. I'm sure that there's plenty of adventurers out there, and
Now he's
I'll-
got a southern accent.
they all do.
Everybody has a southern. It's
Waterdeep. They're in the
Waterdeep.
south.
Right. Okay.
I mean, they are the southernmost city, I think. But anyway, there are tons of adventurers out there, and I guess I'd like to meet them all. But maybe I'll take your advice. Maybe my parents will be... Maybe they'll listen to that. If it's for the business,
I mean, all you gotta do is make it sound like it's for the business, and you can kind of go do whatever you want.
How to hack parents 101.
I hope so. Make
Give
a
it on the business.
final persuasion check.
Oh, dang.
Oh, dang.
I'm
that-
gonna re-roll that.
Inspiration.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. It's a little better.
It's a little better. Anywho, he seems to be inspired from tonight. You don't know if you've made any progress with him, like, relationship-wise, but he definitely seems to be a good friend at this point. So the night's drawing to a close as people are starting to go up to their rooms for the night. Only the latest night drinkers are still up, and Oliver looks like he's ready to go night-night at this point. The poor little child. The drinking age child. Yeah, do you have anything to say to him as he says that it's probably time that he gets going?
Not really. I'd probably just, bid him good night and, make sure he's still down to do the gala thing since he's the one who invited me. So, like, are we still on for that kind of thing?
He
You gonna tuck 'em in?
kind of smiles at you and says, Yeah, I'll see you there.
You only like me for my ticket.
I hope that we can maybe go exploring together sometime. Let me know next time you're going into the Undermountain, and maybe I'll sneak away for a spell. I hope. I don't know. Maybe that's the drink talking. Anyway, I'll see you later. And he kind of like he
Lower
thinks
your Undermountains.
he thinks for a second and kind of shifts awkwardly before he reaches in for a hug around the dwarf. If you'll have him.
Yeah, I'll hug him back. A hug's fine.
Hugs are fine. And he after the hug he smiles at you and says, "Well, I'll see you on Guildmead, okay?" Which is the day that the gala is taking place.
That sounds great. I'll see you then.
He runs off into the night, his scarf wagging behind him as he waves to you. And
Tail?
did I say tail?
No.
Uh,
Is it like a tail?
Yeah, it's like a tail. Anywho,
Oh, that was awkward.
There's that.
Anyway.
his scarf is wagging behind him. Yeah,
I have a tail.
as he's running away. Yeah, that's it. Good job. Let's go back to main party here. So, you guys reconvene at Lift's Spirits in the morning. And you're all up there. Some of you guys have dates today as opposed to yesterday. I think one person who
have
has
one now.
a secondary one. So, what do you guys do this morning as you reconvene?
Working.
I
I'm a
go
working
down.
dad now.
I'm working in the bar too. I'm like mopping the floors. I'm just helping her out.
I'll
It's
probably
rough.
be back by now too to help out. Anyway, now that I'm
You come back
not at my
and
date.
Mila is not here. After a brief explanation from the copper dragonborn behind the counter, seems not that mad that they did that. Mila has been teleported to the Undermountain to Skullport to look after a goblin child for a while. He assures you she is being well paid for her efforts.
In the kitchen, I'm like, Montana's is Felrax. Felrax, Montana.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Y'all work here now?
We were taking care of things. I apparently have teleported your cook to the Nether Realms.
Yeah, it's alright.
All right. Well, as long as she comes back, I suppose it's fine that you're filling in for her.
She can probably come back if she wishes tomorrow. Well, today. Not used to having day-night cycles. It's unusual.
Yeah, you really need to get out some more. Like, if you had that power, by the way, to pop back in and out, you probably should at least smell some flowers, fresh air, anything.
Well, it takes a big spell slot.
Yeah? What are you doing down there? Just
for-
baby a little goblin and just sitting in your own little cave? Just saying.
Lots of things can happen in Skullport.
That's true.
Can't be too careful. I can actually take you guys to this page. You're all here. Okay. Well, wow, Rocky is loud today.
Yeah, and out late.
And out late. The dog is just barking really loudly outside. Anywho,
I can't hear it.
yeah, the mic can't hear it, but it's just annoying to me and distracting to me.
Me!
So, Belrax, it's the next day, and Felrax is here. Skullbreaker is here in Oso's room. After opening up to the sunlight again, Oso, you hear Skullbreaker calling out to you.
Oh, hello. Are you okay?
I need to be taken to the sun. Please, take me there.
Well, I looked you both.
Oh,
He has gone
Robo-
robot.
Robo Ben strikes again.
We'll wait until he recovers from this this episode.
Warforge stutter.
Yeah.
Oso
Oh.
goes into sleep mode. You went into
There you go.
robot mode as soon as I decided to talk to you.
That's
Great
funny.
timing.
Please, I must be taken to the bright open sun.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. I'll take him outside.
Okay. He is asking to be taken someplace. Where do you want to take him? This is your dating sequence.
Okay. I take him to the. Is there like a beach
There is a beach.
nearby? Yeah, we'll go to the beach.
It wasn't one of the options, but
Sit down- sit
that,
down by the ocean.
like, it's not on the sheet, but it doesn't have to be for you guys to choose it. So you
okay.
decide to take him off to the western beach today. You head downstairs, and everybody's downstairs. They're starting to make what looks like a meal. They haven't opened up yet. They're still getting ready for that. You can see the spirit of Lift's spirits is wiping down the tables with a cloth. It is, of course, a disembodied ghostly hand.
Great. I love lifts.
So, what do you guys do? Looks like Oso needs to leave to bring his Skullbreaker to the beach.
I need to go to my. other date, right?
Yours is in the
No.
morning as well.
The font of knowledge or whatever.
Here, so I'm just gonna be hanging out running this place.
Okay. You guys run the place for the day. Although
Just find
Montana
a new job. You just
Yeah.
like, well, this is your life now.
Montana is back, so you don't have to stay here necessarily. Montana does have people that she can call on to run the place.
What if Felrex wants to go someplace? Then I might tag along.
All right. Interesting choice.
If we have to go on a date, you have to go on a date too.
No.
Oh, I have to go on too.
I don't know what's good in Waterdeep, really.
Just
s-
Fucking heard you, Shane.
Go figure it out. I wouldn't worry about them. You can go with the dates, and I'll think of something.
All right. For now, I'll just keep on the tables.
I'll wash dishes.
Newt, I think that I haven't gotten to
Yes.
you today. I know I'm doing people on an individual basis. I'm sorry for that. It's just the nature of this.
Of dating.
But it'll hopefully reconvene soon at the gala. Newt, are you there? Alrighty then.
Uh-oh.
She's an napsicle.
Napsicle.
I'll go ask about her.
What a
Yeah.
fun group we have.
Hey.
Well, we can get back to Newt. In the meantime, I'm gonna do Oso, I guess. So let's go. I do not have like an image for the beach, but we can say it's in the say it's in the sea ward, because that makes sense. So we're going to take you.
What?
That's good.
Okay. So you go to the beach with Skullbreaker. You rush out as the sun is starting to rise, and head out to the beach. The waves are crashing on Waterdeep's kind of rocky shore, although there is a bit of sand in between all those stones and the walls of the City of Splendors. But it's a bright day. The seagulls are chirping, squawking, trying to fly around. Once they realize there's no food there, they just go on. Apparently, there's just a tree and a plant here.
Seen it. Normal.
You place...
I went to wake up Kyla.
Huzzah! We'll finish up with this real quick then.
Okay.
As you place Skullbreaker into the sand, you kind of like squeeze out a spot for the pot to nestle in. The breeze is like waving Skullbreaker around, and you hear him go, yes, the sun, the wind, I can feel it all. I can grow great strides here. Thank you, Oso, for taking me.
Do you want me to leave you here when we're done with our date?
I thought the gala was the date.
Yeah.
Very well. You can leave me here. Just make sure I'm at a safe place where that my enemies cannot attack me.
Of course. I wouldn't leave you out in the open. That's crazy.
Thank you. You are a good friend. Great
You're a
Oso
good friend
tall
too.
one.
Bud. You get it?
I do not understand.
Because we're plants. And we're like buds.
I got
Like,
it.
You're calling me a child?
I mean, in plant years. Sort
Make a
of.
persuasion check.
Insulted the great skull smasher, whatever his name is.
Great skull smasher.
Natural 20! The plant, it wiggles the tops of its leaves. Could just be the wind. But after a brief pause, it says that I am endeared to you, like that of a plant child. I find
Yeah.
that pleasing
Yeah,
and
great.
comforting.
Good.
You will be a great ally for when I reach the skies. Now, take
Yeah.
me to the walls and make sure that I have plenty of sun.
You're pretty needy for a plant, but
I will call upon you when you are next needed.
all right.
I appreciate you, oh so.
I appreciate that you appreciate me. Not enough people tell me that. They just kind of.
And remember our promise.
What promise is that? The one about me doing what you're gonna ask me?
Of course.
All right. I mean, yeah, I remember.
I remember you made it, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely remember making it. I still don't know what it is. So
Yeah, you shrug and leave Skullbreaker out in the beach to sway in the sands for a while. Newt,
Hello.
it is time for your date.
Nice.
make a vase.
I don't know if I have. I also did not plan for this. I probably should have. But the
How dare.
I don't seem to have a good image for the Temple of Beauty. So I'll just reuse this one, I suppose. Okay. You go and see Arabelle, who blends right into the background.
Yeah.
That's a lot of
It's
pinks.
fine.
Into the fact. It's like a it's spa.
You find Arabelle, and she was dressed in this sort of outfit when she was dancing in the trade district before, but now she's in a bit more of a comfortable outfit. And she sees you coming, and she says, "Oh, I wasn't sure if you were gonna show. Newt, was it?
Newt.
All right, let's go in." And
Yeah, right.
you guys rush into the Temple of Beauty, which is the temple of, is their name Saloon, I think?
Saloon is the goddess of the moon.
That is the god of Saloon of the Moon. Crap. I have it in my notes, but I have a lot of notes.
Literally the only one coming to mind for me is the Skyrim one. That's not
The
right.
Skyrim one.
It's like, yeah, the Temple of Dibella, it's fine.
Is it in the map?
Have you heard of the High Elves?
Soon. Not
Soon.
Saloon. Soon. That's why it was confusing to me in my head. So, you meet soon. You meet soon.
You meet
You will.
soon.
You meet soon at the Temple of Soon for some makeup and makeovers. I, of course, have never done so personally, but you walk in and you are greeted by the attendants. You can, of course, put some gold pieces as an offering in, but it is otherwise free of charge to do anything here. And she puts in like a few silver pieces. As you guys head to, geez, there's so many things that we can do here. What should we do first? Shit.
You're gonna have to lead on this date, Kyla. Newt, who I'm sure knows
Go.
so much about.
Well, I think first, let's go to the baths. We'll go take a nice hot bath in the hot room, and they do have a heated bathroom
Nice.
where you guys can just kind of chill for a while and let the steam open up them pores. You guys disrobe and head in there. It's a standard thing. It's guys and girls. But yeah, you're in the bath with Arabelle. Do you guys want to talk about anything while you're here?
And
Hell yeah, dog.
Sleep again, I guess?
What? Oh. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah.
What
You're
did
in
you
the
say,
bath.
roll?
What do you want to do?
Oh. For my makeover?
You're in the bath. You're in the bath. She is sitting and staring at you kind of awkwardly.
Do you
guys
want to
don't
have
really
a chat?
know what
It's
to
a whole
talk
beauty
about.
Is
treatment,
the
it's not-
water all the way like up to my like cheeks?
You cannot reach the bottom unless you're at the very edge of the pool. Otherwise, she's able to sit in it pretty easily.
Alright. Let's do and what is she wearing? Is she wearing literally that in the bath?
Nothing.
She did disrobe.
Oh.
You
And the
guys are
bubbles?
nude
Japanese
in a
public bath.
in a hot public bath.
Oh,
There's
God.
not a lot of people here this early in the morning,
Oh.
except for maybe people in more private rooms, which you guys are in a more private room, since you did pay a few silver to get in.
Oh. I'm gonna ask them for bubbles.
She looks at you and she grabs one of the attendants, comes over and says, yeah, can we get some bubbles in here?
Yes.
Bubbles? Yeah, like a bubble bath? Sure. Do you want the rose scented or lavender?
Rose.
Rose, yeah, rose. Rose is good.
Woo!
And the person goes off and she kind of like turns and smiles to you. I didn't realize that they had bubbles. And she starts laughing. So, did you have a late night or something?
Oh, you know. A little this, a little wyvern. This is what it is.
Wyverns? What do wyverns have to do with anything?
And it's just, it was a weird night. That's all I gotta say. I seen some things. I thought I saw love, and then I didn't.
What?
I'm sorry. I mean, honestly, I thought I saw love, but Walking Tide has been not very kind to me. Everybody that's been, well, courting me has either been a total pervert or someone with mommy issues. So,
Or a goblin.
I can't see why.
I don't know, I just seem to attract those sorts of people being a dancer. I'm with a group of bards right now. We travel around, but we're touring in Waterdeep, I guess, as it were.
And what kind of music do you play?
Oh, pretty upbeat stuff. Traditional things. Not really into
Ye-
heavier things, or whatever they play at the taverns.
Do you sing?
I do. I do
Yeah,
sing.
Chris, do you sing?
I actually learned to sing and dance from the bards. I mean, you saw me dancing the other day, but I wasn't doing my singing. I've actually been resting my voice for a bit. I have a show coming up. Well, I guess you can't really call it a show. I'm just singing at a tavern, hoping to bring some of our music back into the locals.
Can I hear a little bit of that lovely voice of yours?
Yeah, I'd love to hear this.
Oh, misty mountain call.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm a baritone.
Yeah, I'm a baritone.
Ha! Sing, Chris, sing!
She seems nervous at first, but she starts to sing, and she kind of like does a few vocal warm-ups. She's like, ah, and then she kind of stops suddenly as the servant comes back and gives you two bottles of bubble liquid, and then goes off, and she makes sure that the person is gone. She says, "Can you close the door, please?" The servant kind of like leans back in and nods and closes the door to the more private chambers, and she goes, sorry, I'm a bit nervous, but oh, and she just goes off into a
Very nice.
Tracy Gavin's fast car.
She goes off and starts singing some nice, lovely ballads in her alluring crystalline voice that seems to reverberate in this very echoey pool room off of the tiles and the other sparkling and porcelain decor here. It's a very nice looking place with tons of flowers, and of course now there's the scent of rose petals and bubbles filling the tub, and
Sounds really nice.
she finishes singing and kind of like gives a dramatic and playful bow to you. Thank you.
Bravo!
I
Well-
start clapping frantically.
Hell yes.
All right.
Nailed it!
Eventually, it kind of devolves into you guys like having like a fight with the bubbles, like throwing clumps of the bubbles at each other. You guys have, of course, eventually poured in way too many bubbles. They are getting everywhere.
Out of control.
They
Yeah.
should not have given them to you. That was irresponsible on the staff's part, and they're gonna
You
have.
make like a bubble beard and like a bubble mohawk.
Yeah, like a Santa Claus beard.
Yeah.
As you guys are like having fun in here, a servant comes in with fresh towels and sees that the bubbles are all over the room and climbing up the walls. And both of you like have bubbles all over you guys, like in various outfits that you've crafted out of the bubbles.
It's like a montage.
She has a
fast
beard.
bubble.
You have a bubble mask. But both
You
of
have
you
a ball gown. You both have ball gowns for the ball, but they're just
and you guys
Bubble
do have your like any inappropriate areas covered as the servant comes in, and you both like turn and look at them, and they just kind of go, "I'll get a mop." He closes the door and leaves. You guys just laugh at each other, and you guys clean off and go into like get a massage. Surprised that they will still take you here, but of course the deity of Soon gives pampering to all, and if that is your type of pampering, then they will have it. You guys are getting massages back to back. You have, or she has like somebody like putting warm rocks on her back, and you have what looks to be a halfling dude like putting like little pebbles on your back that are also hot.
Chris knows some things.
And you guys are like resting like this for a while.
Confused a spot with a makeover pretty quickly.
They
so-
took me one single rock on my back.
Well, this is
One single stone that covers your whole shit.
this is part of it. You're getting to the makeover part.
Okay. First the facials, then the.
Yeah, you're opening up your pores. You're getting the massage. Then you'll cool off in like a cool pool. And then you'll head into another room where they actually get you guys your nails done. Your nails did. They get they grind off all like the dry skin that's been released from all this process. And then they get to the part where they start doing your hair, doing like the painting of your nails, and giving you some nice jewelry to look through. They don't have a ton of like fabrics and stuff here because they're not like a store or anything. But they do get you guys like ribbons and stuff to add to your
Aw.
hair and whatnot, and little
Like a
costume
puppy salon?
jewelry.
That's what I was thinking.
Look at puppy salon.
Kind
Pick
of,
your
yeah.
handkerchief. Pick your handkerchief.
I just really want Newt to have like 2 little bows like on elastics like wrapped around both of her ears.
Yeah.
Or on
Really
her
poofy hair.
mask, on the horns on her mask or something.
Your 8 hairs are like really poofy. And
They're perms, so they're
they're
just
burned, they're curls.
They curl each one individually.
all 6 hairs.
As you guys are like getting a massage, she like looks over to you and says, "So, what do you guys do? I knew you were with like a group, but I don't really know anything about you. But you sure are fun."
I mean, thank you. We like to go on adventures, I guess you could say. Some good, some bad. Mostly bad.
Is that
but sometimes
dangerous?
good. Oh, absolutely.
Have you ever faced anything that was too much for you?
Yeah. Looking in the mirror every day.
You're funny. But yeah,
Little does she know Newt means every word.
she kind of like leans on her arms and says, "Big mood." They take the stones off and then they start getting into the nitty gritty of like an actual massage. And they're like wringing out the knots in your back.
I'm jealous. I
You-
want this.
You have like a halfling standing and stepping on your back, Newt. They're pretty light. It's your size, so
I request the rolling pin, please.
of course.
Make me a tortilla.
The halfling steps off your back and he goes back to go get an actual rolling pin to use. And yeah, you guys make absent small talk here and there. I'm gonna have you make a persuasion check again. I know you got your natural 20 before.
Okay. I'm gonna get a nat 1!
2 natural 20s in a row. I didn't even realize. And
Imagine.
they were both. Well, no, I got one before you.
Oh, I thought you meant if I got 2 in a row.
Well, the thing is, she did get a natural 20 on her first encounter with Arabelle. So it's funny that she got another one.
Oh, that's true. That's why she's here.
Damn, she's super into you.
Yeah, you barely said
I
a word.
set up the
It's just
greatest
that.
date
It's just
ever.
that sweet
She
Newt
likes the
charisma.
mysterious type.
Yeah. The awkward, mysterious type.
Or just down to earth. No one's judging.
She just really needed a day off, and this was literally got thrown into her lap.
She's tired of fuckboys, so
Yeah.
Baby
Yeah.
Yoda, Baby Yoda will do.
She does. She does seem to be gelling and relaxing with this massage. She lets out like a huge sigh as the masseuse goes off to like fetch them towels and whatever. And she's like, okay. She's
Oh, I said something.
gotcha.
No, somebody's like picked up in the middle. It's like.
Oh. That's what that was.
What?
She leans up from her massage and looks at you and says, "No, I never thought I'd admire you as much as I did. I mean, here
You're
you
not
are.
really admirable.
Here you are, like being a powerful person in such a small form. I figured that you probably had plenty of people picking on you, but you seem to be able to handle yourself even against wyverns and other things that you've seen. I gotta say, I'm jealous."
But why?
Well, I mean, I grew up with those bards that we're traveling with. Never really learned that much. Well, one time I was traveling in the dock ward and, well, I got cornered by some bad groups of people.
Oh no.
They mugged me and attacked me, and,
They beat you up and take your lunch money?
well, they took what I had on me, which wasn't much. I was very lucky the city watch came by, but I don't really head to the dock ward very often. It's very dangerous there. But
Unbelievable.
ever since that day, I've tried to make sure that nobody ever takes control of me again. So, I always make sure that in my encounters, I don't have much going for me. I can sing, I can dance, but at least I can use my charms to make sure that I'm always the one that's on top.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Holy shit.
Let's do an inside check, please.
Sure.
Inside?
Wow.
Insight
An-
check.
I'd
An
like to do an
inside
inside
check?
check.
Nice.
You don't really know what that means, but I mean, why would you?
Oh,
Uh,
God.
Yeah, she seems to be of the femme fatale sort of type, but to you that's just like, don't know what that means. I guess you're a top.
She's a top. She's a top. Yeah.
She likes to be number one.
Hell yeah, working your way to the top with your charms.
He was number one.
Yeah, you don't know if it's magical or not, but she definitely has some
it's
sort of
magical.
charismatic air about her. Something about her that the men just seem to like. Not sure what it is.
Can't put my finger on it.
Can't put each of my fingers on it.
You gotta ask
Maybe
nicely.
a
You
whole
can put your
hand.
finger wherever you want.
Well, that's enough about me. Come on, let's go. The servants come back with towels, and you guys head to get your actual makeover. What do you end up looking like at the end of this?
Oh dear God. I do want her to have a little bit of makeup.
Okay. You gets some makeup. Do you want it to be like makeup for humans, like ostentatiously like bright red, or like eyeshadow and like what's the other term for the eyelash thing? Mascara. Like out the wazoo.
Did you go into my makeup bag?
No,
He's rummaging through it right now, just reading
Yeah.
things
I have
off.
not
What is
moved
this?
from this desk since like 8 a.m. Anywho,
Are you okay? Is she holding
Yeah,
the
do you need to
captive?
stand up, my dude? Are you gonna
I'm chained to the desk.
blood pressure?
Please help.
Into the it's like
Pulling toys
misery.
if you need help.
Did she break your fucking ankle?
No help, only DM.
Please DM my games for me.
Master said I have to.
Anyway,
do the DM.
I was saying, do you want tasteful makeup or like funnily
Bimbo.
goblin
It's called
makeup?
day makeup.
Clown makeup.
I definitely no. I want her because I put that my
Tasteful,
dress
smoky.
is red and gold, so I would like some bright, sparkly gold eyeshadow eyes, and I want some big old red lips.
All right, red lips. So you get your nice gold
Poor
eyeshadow,
choice of words.
which they do have in stock. It's Waukeen-tide, so it's actually quite popular. Gold colored and gold tinted things. Luster is very in now. And she kind of gets something along the same lines as you. She gets some nice lustrous gold lipstick. And kind of
red
like
eyes?
no. She
Jesus
gets
Christ.
pink eyeshadow.
Oh.
But she does get some nice costume jewelry, and she gets some bows for her hair. You guys are doing each other's hair. You're having a bit more of an issue with her hair than she is with your 8 hairs.
There's so much. How do I
Oh
do
my
with
god!
it?
Imagine braiding my hair.
She eventually gives up and just kind of like starts tying the ribbons like on and around your
She just, like, clamps
your head
them
and
around.
body. But you guys come out looking fabulous.
Fabulous.
Wonder if this is a check, because you guys have kind of taken over their makeover job here. What kind of check would it be to do makeover?
Charisma check? I don't know.
Performance check?
Or performance.
Performance? I don't know.
Maybe
Intimidation, and we'll get them out of the way. if they're-
Intimidation? No, that's
Move the
after, man.
Fuck out of the way. We're putting makeup on.
They created something, right? Like an
I'd
art
say
form, so-
probably a performance check. I mean, it seems like the kind of place where like they offer the services to you, but like a lot of it is like self-service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
That
like
makes
this
sense?
is not Sephora.
Yeah.
This
But
is
they
more like
do-
this is more like the like build your own lightsaber section at Disney World. They have all the
Oh.
tools available to you.
Your fucking
They have a
references
built-in
are off
Yeah.
the chain, bro.
lightsaber section?
Your experiences are
Yeah.
not universal.
you can put your
Privilege is shown.
like they probably have like people at little stations, and they like to keep things sanitary. They'll have like the little plastic sticks, or probably in this case wooden sticks, where you like dip it like in the lip stuff, whatever lip stuff you choose, gloss or lipstick or what have you,
You wouldn't
and like
overthink
put it in like a little cup and like give it to you, and you can like go over to the mirrors and put it on.
Alright, what check am I doing?
I'm gonna have you, like they said, make a performance check.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I just get inspiration?
You may use your inspiration.
Thanks. 'Cause, what the hell? How did I get 2 in a row?
What are the odds?
Apparently good. The odds are on my side.
To
Alright,
be ever in your favor.
oh, this is not freaking.
Well, it's not a failure.
It's
Yeah,
not.
it's
It's not an
absolute
abject
failure.
No. So you get out and you guys do each other.
Oh,
Each other's
Nice.
makeup, and
Guess you can put your finger on it, right, guys?
And my kumquat fist.
you
Oh.
do an adequate job as far as things go. Though she's done a little bit better with your work than you did with hers. Let's just say that.
It actually makes sense canonically.
Anywho, she enjoyed herself, and you guys leave looking fresher than ever and fresh as hell. And you guys have a bit of a day in the town. So you guys go shopping for a bit.
Nice.
Make sure you flaunt it and woo some boys, only to reject them later.
I buy her an ice cream cone.
There is plenty of ice cream available, even in Waterdeep. Yeah, you guys have a great day. And she does like ice cream, so
Yes.
she will remember that.
I want a day
Ice
like
cream in
this.
D&D? What the fuck?
One day.
Dude,
Chris remembers this.
this is a world with magic, dude.
Chris is talking about all the things I want to do. I'm like, I want a massage. I want to go to
Wanna
this.
go
No,
anywhere?
Allie-
Really,
Get
right
ice
for the
cream.
Allie,
It's
Allie,
like,
that's
it's a
fantasy.
fun game, isn't it?
Ah!
What a fun game this is.
What a fun fantasy world we're living in. This would never happen.
Right.
People
We
getting
never go to
massages? Who?
Yeah, we never go
Why?
to Disney World.
Disney World.
Disney World.
Disney World?
Disney World.
Disney World.
Anyway.
Right.
Any world.
Yeah, it looks like she's had a great time. Do you have anything that you want to say to her? Do you want to say
I
anything to her
did.
before you guys leave? I think you already invited her to the Guild's Meet Gala, as it were.
I did. Well, I just want to let you
The
know.
makeover.
What'd you say?
See, yeah, that's what the makeover's for.
Yeah.
The gala.
But, I just wanted you to know that you are the most beautiful flower in all of the land. And everyone's gonna want to be you at the gala. You go, girl.
Make a
And I
persuasion check.
put my hand up for a high five.
We'll see the results of the persuasion check first.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh no.
I'm gonna close my eyes.
Shit.
There you go.
Yeah.
At first it looks like she's not gonna do the high five. She leans down close to your level and she says, "No, we are going to be the best people at the gala and everyone's gonna want to be us." And she high fives you.
Nice.
Got a high five.
That was
Wait, doesn't she high four you? Don't goblins have 4 fingers?
Goblins have however many fingers that they want. They could have collected some off some corpses, whatever.
Yeah, they might have 6. Who knows?
Dex.
No, 6.
Six. Six? You know? Six?
So,
Ben's got Doc Ward on the brain.
as far as these persuasion checks go, we've got a 20, and a 19, or an 18 here, which ended up being above 20. Good job, I guess. Arabo leaves on great terms, and you guys can't wait to see each other for the gala. In the meantime, I think there's a few things we can do. BB, are you going anywhere with Felrax today?
Pound
What?
What?
You say Pound Town?
Down, down.
Pound Town.
I don't think
Thinking
they
Daddy
have those
Felrax
in
is
Waterdeep.
downtown.
Maybe in the UK, but
Take an afternoon, like take a lunch break.
Chris, I got it, Chris.
Yeah, you can ignore it.
He's thinking of Poundland, but
That is
actually,
He's
yeah, I
thinking
was
of
thinking of
Poundland.
Poundland.
Yeah,
I
like the
realized
Dollar
you
Tree
afterward.
for us.
Wait, yeah, I was just gonna say, wait a minute, you're saying Felrax is a Dollar Tree?
Yeah, it's called Poundland.
Some pound cake.
Yeah, I would offer to just to like go out, I guess, and walk around just to sort of peruse to some degree. Just get fresh air. Just do stuff. I don't know.
I mean,
Make out.
there's plenty of places to go. In
Probably grab
Waterdeep.
lunch, other than the crap we've been eating because we've been serving it all day.
Okay, so your plan is lunch. What
Lunch.
sort of tavern are you looking for? As far as like
The one with
type.
anything with rainbow flags on it.
I don't know. I asked Felrax, I go, so what have you not eaten since you've been down in the dirt?
Not eaten? Well,
Eh.
anything other than mushrooms.
You've been
Oh.
surviving off of mushrooms.
That's, well, that and fish.
Alright, so no fish. No fish.
We gotta
mushrooms.
get this man a vegetable. He's gonna have scurvy before
That's
long.
what I'm thinking. I think we need to
Steak
get,
and steak and
Chicken
veggies.
wing.
get some beef, need to get some wine, need to get some fruit,
Chicken
the
wing.
greens.
I guess, do you want to ask around or just try and remember a place or just
No, I'll ask around. Yeah, it's just kind of like
make a charisma-based investigation check?
that's no. Where am I? There I am.
Yeah, sorry, I brought you to the place that is a big map.
Big map, no tiny things in corners.
Okay.
No, alright.
You ask around, and turns out you've found someone who So you're walking along with Felrax, and you're like, "We need to get you some meat on them bones." Listen here, sir. Can you point us in the direction of some chicken wings or something? And
Deep
Yeah.
fried.
deep fried chicken wings, Colonel Sanders.
Deep fried
And
chicken wing.
the mustachioed man leans
Oh,
into you
no.
guys and says, "Well, if you're looking for chicken wings, the best are in the trades district. Look for a place called Bunderstones. It's a little wedged in the alley there, but I'm sure that you can
Real
find
tight.
it if you ask around."
Inside check.
Yeah.
It
Is
seemed
it
like a real place.
Bunderstone?
A real tight squeeze.
I'm pretty sure. I don't remember Bunderstones being in Waterdeep. Is the problem?
Don't worry about it.
Jane.
It's a chain.
Yeah. Which dock or which ward?
Trades ward.
The trades ward. Well, that's fair because that's where a lot of stuff is too. All right. Yeah.
That's where they trade swords.
Yep. There's swords there too. I use a gun.
Yeah, I bet you do, Pistol Pete.
Pew pew.
Pew, motherfucker. Okay, let me set up loading date.
Oh, nice.
Okay. You guys head to Bunderstones. After asking around, the place isn't very well known, but the people that do know about it are able to readily point
I
you
love it.
down an alleyway that does seem to have a sort of rainbow overhang overlooking the place. You head in and you see lots of like lanterns hanging from the alleyway. It's kind of dark in here, but eventually you go into this hole in the wall, and as you open the door,
It's
you're
a
greeted.
glory hole?
You're greeted with like loud, boisterous music, and you can see lots of people dancing around in this this place, and it is hoppin'. as it were.
I
And-
pause at the door and I look back because I'm sure it's open and Felrax in here, and I'm just like, "You all right with a place like this? Seems kind of loud for a lunch."
Well, it's quiet in the Undermountain. I don't mind noise. And
All right,
it does smell like chicken wings.
and did say it was the best, so
There's the right
He's
smell
lying.
coming from there for sure.
You guys head into Thunderstones. Okay. It is...
it's like the Dorrance.
It's like the Dorrance. Let's get this one. Yeah, that's a bit more hopping.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you head into Thunderstones, and it is filled with a lot of patrons. They are dancing with each other. They're eating at tables. There's a lot of people waiting the place. You see one person come by you, weirdly shirtless, and he says, "Hey, can I get you guys some chicken wings?"
Wow.
Yes, one platter.
Yeah, something hot and then something sweet, I guess. Mm.
Looks like we got some hot and some sweet
So I'll
right
get
here.
you some buffalo and
Sure.
Gold Rush.
Yeah, I'll get you what you want. Just seat over there. You can find some space in between those fine gentlemen over there. Toodles, and he rolls off on what are apparently rollerblades, weaving
Wonderful.
dexterously
Hooters.
through all of these people, which are all men, weirdly. And you go off
weird.
and you sit down at the table with Felrax. Lots of people here for the middle of the day.
Yeah, I did ask if you're alright with this. Seemed kind of loud. I'm not much of the party type, but if you're fine with it, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I don't mind. Better have good wings. Kind of like nods at you.
What's worse is the gal. There's gonna be plenty of good food then.
Yeah, looking forward to it. The half-elf comes back to you, still shirtless, and he has 2 platters of wings, and he drops them before you. Now that'll be just 1 gold piece ought to cover all this.
I pay.
Oh, thank you.
Man, that's a dominant move.
He drops it into what looks like his pants, but he must have some sort of big thing down there. And
Bag of holding. It's Dick.
and he rolls away. Have fun, you two. Eventually, you guys hear like a loud cheer from the entire place, and you guys kind of like perk up and like look around, surprised, as the music changes and some feathered dancers get up onto the stage. It looks like they're men in drag with bright feathers colored in gold, and they are throwing gold dust up into the air as everybody
One
is
of them is
cheering for
Oso.
them.
So, how the hell did he get here?
One of them is, in fact, Oso.
Oh, what?
Yeah, hell yeah.
You kind of like do a double take as you see that Oso is showered in golden leaf, literally, as he has changed his appearance slightly for Woukingtide, it seems, and he is just dancing up on stage. Oso, look, you were invited here by some people that said that you would do great on their stage. They really liked your build.
Yeah, I'm loving it. I'm experienced, believe it or not. But I didn't know. I didn't know I had these. I didn't know I could dance.
Make a performance check.
I wish I had some way to like take a still image of this.
Is that really what BB wants in his mind? Is a still image of this?
Blackmail.
Fair.
I don't know.
Gold mail.
I don't know if he gets embarrassed.
I don't think he does.
Yeah, I don't.
I don't get embarrassed.
I don't have any shame.
What is that?
What is shame?
He's a cat. Anywho, yeah, you do a pretty good job dancing up there, Oso. And Felrax kind of like leans in to BB and says, "Isn't that your friend up there?"
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Everybody is cheering, and Oso, with your performance check, you actually make 16 silver pieces.
All
Wow.
right.
People are just showering you guys with gold, and you're like pocketing it, like, ooh, I didn't know I could make money doing this.
Nice.
One person,
Very
though,
bad.
didn't seem to give you money. They just have given you a piece of paper that has an address on it. They've winked at you and have walked away. He seems like a nice dude. And
Okay.
Belrex and BB, you guys are eating the wings, and they are indeed. I guess that person had the right idea in mind. They are some of the best wings you've ever had. The sauce is on point. It's the right amount of tangy, the right amount of heat, the right amount of zing, and each one has their own distinct like flavor profile that really complements each other.
Is it like boneheads?
Yeah, kinda.
Fuck yeah, I love boneheads. They've got really good wings. If you've never had boneheads before, they've got really good wings.
Well, these are Bunderstone wings.
Bunderstone wings are the same, whatever. Probably just named after adventurers instead of like
Bojangles?
bands. Yeah.
So, what have you guys been up to in the Undermountain? I know I haven't left there much, but I also don't get out of Skullport that much, so I'm still entertained.
Well, there's a lot. There's a lot of stuff. Where do I begin?
I don't know, something fun, exciting. Something that isn't babysitting a child and researching weird arcane magics.
You know, you can always go and research those arcane things somewhere else if you ever wanted to.
Not exactly. I have a job, you know.
That's fair.
I-
Well, anywho, like after we had dropped off Lando, we ended up kind of going down and fighting off Drow. They weren't the kindest of folk. What else? That was probably one of the bigger things. I think that and finding kind of and I kind of whisper and like lean in a bit, just like a huge stash of Aloran, or not Aloran, like the other one. What's the name of the ale? The
Millerkin.
dwarven ale.
Malerkin.
The Millerkin. That's what it is. Millerkin.
There is actually a
ale.
way to remember it. It kind of sounds like
Miller can be.
no, Milair. Like if you're saying it like a dwarf.
Yeah.
Me, lair, and then kin,
Kin
as
in,
if
like,
they're your friends.
dwarf kin. Yeah, Millerkin. That's fair.
Where'd you get that ale from? Oh, it's
Ooh.
Milairkin.
It's Millerkin. Ew, you drink your children? Gross.
Oh, my children made it.
Oh.
What kind of freak are you?
So we found all these things and ended up getting trapped in some sort of weird dimension with your necromancer fella. Took care of him, kind of easily. I'm trying to be like honest, but not like super honest. Getting our asses kicked.
Well, you did take care of them, and that was what was important. I'm a little annoyed that he kind of gestures towards Oso, who is getting showered with coins and what looks to be flowers now as well. The petals are kind of getting everywhere as everybody's cheering for them. It's gotten more quiet towards you guys. Yeah, well,
Doing the floss dance currently.
you are flossing. Sonic and Tails are next to you flossing as well. It's really fun for the kids watching. As they say these days, you guys are on fleek.
Wow. No one
Yeah,
uses
it-
Fleek anymore.
It's really fun for all the kids watching this dance at the
At the
only
gay
gay
bar.
bar in Waterdeep.
Right.
Well, kids can come.
Yeah, they can come.
It's still daytime hours. We haven't
Yeah,
kicked the
they
kids
got a
out
little
of-
kitty
yeah.
menu.
Yeah, chicken nuggies. But they're the best chicken nuggies in all of Waterdeep.
They're not spicy, but they say spicy, so the kids feel good about eating them.
It's got
It's
a little
ketchup.
extra pinch of pepper.
It's
Yeah,
nice.
what?
It's really the best ketchup. That you've
Why are
ever
they all
had.
shaped like dicks?
No, those are hearts for Wowkeen-tide. Um,
Oh,
So
Instead of stick,
Yeah, I
what's
know
the
you're not
stick?
much of a parent or anything. It seems like Lando gives you kind of a hard time, but kids are kids in some way, and Oso's kind of one of them. So he dips his fingers into the wrong things occasionally, but you know, there's discovery, there's learning and growth in there as well. You might become a fine man.
told it's a woman.
No, not Lando. Sorry, I'm kind of mixing
Oh.
them up. Talking about Oso.
Oso. I guess he's a lot
At this
younger than he
moment,
looks.
at this moment, you pan back to Oso and he's swinging on a chandelier.
On the chandelier.
On a chandelier.
Yeah.
On the chandelier.
No.
Yeah.
Copyright strike.
Look,
so,
at least he's up here and he's safe. He can have fun and do stuff. But in a tight pinch, he comes in handy. He's thrown his weight around more so than once. Sometimes in the way, but most of the time not. No, most of the time in the way. But don't worry about it.
that used to be me back in the day. I mean, I used to adventure too.
Look an arrow.
No, what? Who's there?
You heard that too? Yeah.
The guy behind him is like finishing his sentence.
Flying in and saying things.
I used to be an adventurer like you, and then the guy leans in until you
Up
took
an
an arrow
arrow.
to the knee.
What? No.
No. What?
Yeah, what was your story?
Well,
Why did you stop? Or why did you start, actually?
I've been working for the kind of like glances around, make sure that that weirdo isn't listening in. He says, "You know that I work with the Harpers, so
Mm-hmm.
they keep me there in charge of the fortress. But before then, I was still a Harper, tried and true. I did work in the Undermountain because it's the hotspot for scum and villainy. Well, it's kind of hard to say this, but I did eventually settle down, and kind of the driving factor was I was betrayed by a fellow Harper. I couldn't really take myself to go out adventuring after that. Just didn't have the stomach for trusting people.
Well, I'm sorry you had to experience that. It's definitely not a stranger to me.
You've been betrayed?
To trade. Oh, betrayed. I thought you said to trade.
Would you like to
Ah.
trade?
Would you like to trade? was
I
like,
have
"What?"
this chicken wing. It is spicy.
Don't forget, I have
I-
to listen to Chris in my open ear in the same room and then
Oh,
talking
that's
to a
right.
mic to hear you
Right.
guys. So I was like, what? I guess betrayed might be a polite way of saying it. There's a way to measure it, I'm sure. I just can't quite think of it right now, of turning one's life upside down completely to the point where you're now the villain.
That sounds awful.
Yeah. And I'm still working on it, trying to figure shit out down the road, but in the end, we all died. It's as long as I can put things back in their place, I don't care what happens to me, as long as everyone else at home seems to be safe.
Well, what brings you to the Undermountain?
Apparently my quarry is somewhere near the base of the Undermountain.
That deep?
About 23 levels deep. No, sorry, 22.
Hope you intend to come back.
I mean, it would be kind of a nice shining light, be able to return, but I don't quite know what I'm running myself into.
At this point, a pair of vine-constructed underwear flies past the two of them.
It lands on the antlers posted on the side wall of this establishment, amongst many other likely shaped objects. Most
I
of them
use it-
oddly thongs.
I take it off and I use it to wipe my hands and I throw it on the ground and I look at Oso from afar.
I wave.
He's having the time of his life. I am Groot.
I am Groot.
He does that Groot smile after he kills like 3 dudes.
Right.
Yeah, when it, yeah.
Ugh.
Belrex says, I wish you two best of luck. I used to venture places that deep and old, but I said, not no more.
Wait, do you know anything about it? Have you heard of the people who are on the 22nd layer?
Well, I don't know about that deep. We got pretty deep. We traveled off the beaten path. Deep, secret paths that the Harpers know. I don't recall the maps anymore, but they went far and wide. Do you know much about the Harpers?
Not that much. I kind of know sort of the ghost stories, and that's about it.
Spy on great evils. Make sure that they don't try to tip the balance, as it were. He once again glances around to make sure nobody's listening. Guess it's okay to tell you it's been ages, and if you're headed down that way, it can only turn up good.
Or I die and your secret's safe with you and it don't even matter.
Just hope it doesn't come to that.
Fingers crossed.
When I was with the away forces of the Harpers, I guess you'd call them, I was traveling with a group of mercenaries we'd hired. Like I said, Harpers tend to call on adventurers from time to time, so it's not unusual. But I was traveling with another Harper named Argon Cloudfang. This music.
A new challenger has appeared. Argon Cloudfang.
Argon Cloudfang.
Yes.
I don't recognize the name.
Hold on, let me get...
Or would you like me to do a history check to see if I know about this hero?
You aren't supposed to know about this name.
Okay.
Let's get some... tavern music's fine. Yeah, nice. Yeah, Argon Cloudfang. They were a Yuan-ti, pureblood. Could pass for human if they needed to. Did lots of good work, topside. But, this time we were looking for this Staff of the Magi. It was purported to be hidden somewhere in the Undermountain. Hallister sort of taunted everyone, saying that there was one in existence, and there was a big scramble for it. We were, of course, among them, as Harpers tend to be. Need to secure such artifacts to make sure they don't fall into wicked hands. But the worst had yet to befall this thing. We'd located the artifact before anyone else could, overcome the traps that had been surrounding it. When we found the object, it was in Argon's hands, another wizard, so we thought it'd be safe. And during a battle, as we were heading back out of the Undermountain, we didn't exactly have teleportation magic amongst us at the time. Argon betrayed us. He used the staff against us, sending lightning bolts to the mercenaries, cutting them down. I had to use my spells to protect myself. Before I could get any further, he had left me in the midst of a trap. And he went off. He said that he was working for someone named Ezat. Strange name, but I've heard whispers that they exist in the Undermountain, deeper than we had gone. Don't know anything else about them. He must have been a pretty deep spy to have betrayed the Harpers. What's worse is that, well, I was in love with him. He stabbed me in the back.
Yeah, those always hurt the worst, don't they?
I don't make any attachments. I'm usually fine staying in Skullport all alone. But it kind of reminded me that it's safe up here to do things.
And mostly. Sort of following along with these crazed companions, I'm learning all that myself. Seems like we got, again, kind of a similar story. Although, mine was more of the person I defended. A ruler, in a sense, not a lover. A person who was supposed to protect everyone and failed everyone equally. I'm sorry you had to go through that. It's not easy, and it never does, but over time, I look back at Oso, you pick out the highlights more than the shadows. Keeps you going. Even if they get that crazy.
'cause baby, I'm a fire.
He-
Gold dust
was
flying.
Actually on
amongst-
fire. He was like, fuck it.
My antlers are on fire, like, but it's on purpose.
Felrax just says, well, did you have a big history with this person?
Big enough.
I'll drink to that.
Drink.
Oh, we didn't get drinks.
Nope, just the chicken wings. I lift one up as in like to cheers with a chicken wing.
Cheers. You hear some rollerblades screech to a stop. Can I get you guys anything else? Felrax
Doggy
just
bag?
like brazenly looks up and says, whiskey. More whiskey.
Make it a double.
He nods at you, and the person says, okay, and rolls off. And you guys,
God, how are people so cheerful?
you guys have, it's Walking Tide, dude.
The
Ugh.
gayest place on earth. What do
How
you
do these
mean?
people not have brooding things to think about?
Let me brood. There's this flashing colors and glitter everywhere, and then there's the dark shadows in the corners. They're just like, yup.
Yeah, you took the only, like, booth that wasn't decorated. It's just like they ran out of...
No, it was decorated. We walked in, and our tails destroyed whatever was hanging, and we just sat down, and then just everything fell around us like a withered flower.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have you make a persuasion check. I know, I don't know if you're technically dating, but either way, your relationship with Felrax has grown stronger today.
People remember that.
Remember this.
On average.
An average day.
You know what? Sometimes you need an average day. Make sure that you can compare it to the rest of the days that are absolute shit.
Yeah. And he's kind of pleased to have had an average day on the top surface of Waterdeep. Much different than the deeps below. Yeah. You guys finish your wings, stuffing yourselves full of chicken wings and whiskey, making
Make
sure
sure to bring
Oso doesn't
Oso
kill
back.
himself.
Yup. Just like eventually I'm like, oh, so we're going. You want to come with us?
Yeah. I think I've had my fill of entertainment for the day.
As you keep up all the coin.
Yeah. My coin. My antlers hook a pride flag on the way out, so I have a little banner.
Nice.
Okay. You guys head back. I will say that probably tackle the last date, which is Orina and Alistair, next time. But we'll finish up with Oso. You head back to find Skullbreaker, as they have spent the day out at the beach. What do you intend to do?
Right where I left you.
Are we walking with you at least, like, far off?
If you guys want to follow Oso, he
On the
needs
way-
to go do
On the
something.
way back.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's on the way back. I'd say it's halfway
Oh,
across the city
okay.
out of the way.
We take a long walk.
Alright, alright, just a long walk,
Do
okay.
your stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, you're on the southeastern side of the city. He is on the northwest, and the northeast is where Lift Spirits is.
Okay.
But yeah, you guys head. I guess if you're going out of the way, you head back to the beach, and yeah, he's right where you left him, Oso. Although it looks like there's like something like violently moving about their leaves. It doesn't look like the wind. As soon as you get closer, as you rush to Skullbreaker's aid, you see that there is a fluff of white feathers plucking at the leaves of Skullbreaker. There, it appears that there is a pigeon fiercely
no.
attacking the plant.
Oh my god, is it the yogurt I left on his fucking leaf the other day? Because I had dipped his leaf in yogurt.
You do not have any
hey!
of your spells active. Do you want to activate a spell? Because you can only concentrate on one at a time. Either speak with plants or speak with animals.
No, I just yell, like, hey, get out of here! And I smack the pigeon. Dove?
It's a
Whatever it
pigeon.
is. Doves are pigeons.
Yeah. The pigeon. Let me. You are. There they are. The pigeon is fiercely accosting the plant, and you shoo them away. They blast out of it and land on the ground and like ruffle their feathers. It looks like they seem very upset. They're puffing themselves up as big as they can and walking towards you, trying to intimidate you. Make an insight check against their intimidation.
Okay. Why can't I find it? There it is.
They rolled a 1.
Oh, good.
So the pigeon is not very intimidating as they walk up to you, trying to like make you back off.
Yeah, I'm a giant tree, so.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there anything that you do to this display?
I'm gonna pick up. Well, I'm gonna pick up Scully and hold him like back, like away, like leave us alone. You had your chance.
The pigeon drops its jaw, like steps back. It is agape. It coos at you incessantly, just like that. Finally,
What do you?
it flaps up towards your face and like snaps at your nose, and then leaps onto the ground and starts running off at breakneck speed through the sands.
Good. Get out of here. What was all that about? You just wanted to move the pigeon again.
You don't know?
No, that's what I'm saying out loud. Like, to Scully, just be like, what the heck was all that about? How long has he been here? Snapping at your leaves, are you okay?
It is a plant.
Wait, can I not talk to it anymore?
You don't have spells active.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna recast speak with plants.
My friend, you've come to rescue me. Thank you.
Yes. Are you okay? How long has it been going on? What happened?
I thought that we would be safe there, but it seems that someone has found me. One of my enemies.
Oh my
You-
god.
Do you know him?
That creature. It has attacked me before. Once when I was, well, near a shop near my home. And once again, a long time ago. But,
So it wasn't because of me?
well, it was screaming at me. In, of course, the ancient tongue. Far beyond those of druid kind. But it was screaming at me, calling me a scut. I think it's a combination of slut and skank.
Scut.
Oh, that's awful.
It
What a
kept
rude boy.
grabbing at the yogurt that you had left for me near my roots and leaves. It said it knew who it was, that it would be my downfall. Then said something about pudding, till you arrived. I owe my life to you, great Oso the Tall.
I mean, okay, but just don't worry about it, It's not a big deal.
Please,
You're
take me
welcome.
back to the chambers, and let me rest in your bed.
Okay, sure.
Please,
Yeah, no problem.
I'll feel safer with you.
Okay, let's go.
You guys head back to Lift Spirits. Everybody else is just kind of staring at you, since they
What's the
came,
plan?
apparently, as well.
Is that same plan from yesterday?
It does appear to be. It's a bit beaten up. It looks like it's been through a lot, being transported across the entire city.
I just shake my head and I just keep walking.
Okay.
Okay, get out for a bit there and come back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, everybody's just kind of staring at you as you guys head back to lift spirits
Weird plant.
with Potted Plant in tow. I think that's where we're gonna cut it off for today's session. Next time we will do the final date and then the gala. As this,
Didn't Shane have his date?
he has a second
He
date.
has two.
We've had first
Oh.
date, yes, but what about second
Yeah.
date?
What about second?
Shane had his first date and has already invited her to the gala.
What
So
about
we'll see how
11sies?
this second date goes.
We're gonna have
Wait.
a veritable
Oh, okay.
Flintstones situation going on where he has to like keep saying, "Oh, I gotta go to the bathroom," and then go visit his
Right.
second date.
They put it back.
What's worse, Brazier only gave you one extra ticket. But we'll have to figure that
man.
out next time. Thanks to everyone that came out to watch. You can catch the next episode of the Eternal Undermountain every Wednesday from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch our sister stream on Sundays from 9 p.m. to midnight. That's with a different group of people in a homebrew campaign. And you can find my books via Noble Crumpet Publishing on Drive-Thru RPG. And you can find my other books on the DM's Guild. Noble Crumpet's Book of Secrets is coming out March 15th. Be sure to catch that to create your own puzzles, traps, and secret doors using randomly generated tables. It's very fun, and I use it because that's why I made it, so I can use it. And I decided to share it with the world.
Yeah.
Huzzah! Thanks, everyone, and happy belated Valentine's Day as we get into the final neck of this dating sim.
Love yourself.
Love yourself, love your neighbor, love all your neighbors, love anyone.
That's right.
It's not a great
Love
send
anyone
off,
and everyone.
but love. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
And wear a mask. Bye.
Wear a mask. Yeah.
Bye.